I like this. Go. My nigga telling me to praise to Allah. With some cold-blooded killers standing right in front of y'all. Everybody got a pistol, neither one got a heart. Selling drugs, every fight, it was hard in the north. But I say, all well, all praise to my God. Left a stain in the street when we spin out the car. Red bandana tie around the road. Hope my girl could forgive me living life like a star. All red bottoms looking like I walked on the scene. Homicide damage with the pills. Young nigga came up still running from the system. Caught his homeboy stealing out the pack, so he clipped him. Been feeling down, need somebody for the lift. He been fighting with his girl cause he said it down film. Mama say that he got drugs in his system. New image old me, so they miss him. How the fuck I supposed to act with my father in the prison? Tell another nigga listen back then, I ain't listen. Real player with some young niggas round me, crib. With some old heads out of jail, leave a nigga miss. Lot of money, but they still don't understand how I'm living. From the streets to the can, either way I'm living. Put my rip a nigga up 1 second in a minute. Tell a nigga hit me up if he really got tension. My nigga telling me to praise to Allah. With some cold-blooded killers standing right in front of y'all. Everybody got a pistol, neither one got a heart. Selling drugs, every fight, it was hard in the north. But I say, all well, all praise to my God. Left a stain in the street when we spin out the car. Red bandana tie around the road. Hope my girl could forgive me living life like a star. What I say? Press the button in the door, open up. Let my nigga out the whip, ain't no shooting out the rave. Got the back in the front sold up. Tell him spin around the block right before you catch a play. Came home, started selling AA. Got some dog food on me with some act in the case. Got a K right in my home if you ran in my place. Put a bullet in his dome once it exit his face. On my knees, praying to God, telling him I'm going home if I don't live up to going hard. One night I ain't go home, girl, acting crazy cause she mad that I'm living like a star. Bitch, I'm straight up out them trenches, I ain't never had a heart. And I'm plugged in the socket, I ain't never had a car. And you want the fancy things, so you better play your part. Told that bitch you don't work, then I swear you gon' starve. My nigga telling me to praise to Allah. With some cold-blooded killers standing right in front of y'all. Everybody got a pistol, neither one got a heart. Selling drugs, every fight, it was hard in the north. But I say, all well, all praise to my God. Left a stain in the street when we spin out the car. Red bandana tie around the road. Hope my girl could forgive me living life like a star. Like a star, yeah.
Good morning to the Bookit Sports community around the world. Welcome back to another episode of the Morning After. We're officially back. Good morning to everybody. Kyle's on his bachelor trip in Nashville, but still can't miss TMA. And that is why we do it. Shout out Chris Raptor first in the Red Tube chat. We've got to find the winners today. We will find the winners today. But I mean, it starts off, dude, with, I feel like we've been having this debate for quite some time as NBA fans and as a league, but I mean, Anthony Edwards has to be the face of the NBA. Just the way the guy acts and the way he carries himself, I just don't see a world in which we don't start as an entire fan base of the NBA just embracing him as the face and leaving guys like Luka and SGA and all the rest at the door, because this kid is hysterical.
He's it. He's him. I mean, I would agree. I just don't know if the NBA really wants him to be the face of the league.
For sure. but I think he's almost becoming like
it's
the
undeniable.
people's champion.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Did you see what he did after the Lakers game?
Yeah, walking outside, just chirping Lakers fans.
I have never
like a lap around the Staples Center.
I have never seen an NBA player win an away game to send a team home and step outside in his street clothes to take a victory lap after an NBA playoff advancing to the next round win. That is the 100%. Most insane move of all time. And then just being like, I don't know why you guys are fucking with me. I just sent you home.
Yeah, it's like literally like a roast battle. Like he's like walking out there, just like pointing people out. Just like, yeah, I'm gonna flame you. I'm gonna flame you. I'm gonna flame you. I'm gonna flame you.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. And I'll tell you what, I loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'll tell you what, I loved it.
Yeah, it was fun.
If the Knicks send home the business tonight, I better see Jalen Brunson on the goddamn streets of Detroit.
You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that.
I want to see it so bad.
I feel like Ant might be the only person in the NBA that could do that. Where it's like, okay, that's fun.
Dude, and I don't even want to.
He just talks shit so well, too. Like, that's what it is.
And, dude, I don't even want to talk about Ant walking around. The one guy that I want to talk about in the video is, by the way, downtown Los Angeles is a very scary. It's basically like actually Gotham. Like when I lived there, you don't go downtown, especially near the crypto arena. It's one of the scariest areas in
like
Los
a block
Angeles.
Outside of it. Like, yeah.
Wearing an all red jumpsuit in downtown Los Angeles, like his buddy did. Genuinely one of the scariest things you could do in Los Angeles. My dad does a lot of charity work for this music school in Los Angeles. So I've spent a lot of time in like really bad areas of LA. You are literally given a pamphlet that when you go downtown LA, you don't wear all blue and you don't wear all red because it'll get to clapping.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that his buddy took a victory lap around the crypto arena in an all red jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Was the most shocking part of the video for me. I was like, holy shit.
He could be affiliated. He could be affiliated.
He might have checked in.
That might be the guy. He might not even
checked
been his boy. He might have just checked in, and that dude just his protection for the weekend.
I mean, dude, it didn't even look like Ant was walking around with bodyguards. He's just in an Adidas jumpsuit being like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
That's gotta be.
Like, that's crazy.
That doesn't have to be.
What does?
Someone said on the Bookit account, that's gotta be.
It's definitely not.
It's definitely not.
That's just like people's real life.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Dude, I mean, but one of my favorite moves in the NBA to date. To date.
Yeah.
You ever see Jordan walking around in a away arena just being like, yep, fuck you. Yep, you can suck me. Like, dude, I mean, the best part was like, I would be one of those Laker fans like, holy shit, Ant, what's going on? Even if I just got sent home. And he said, he's just like, I don't get why you guys are fucking. I just sent you home. Like, I think Ant wanted to walk around the stadium and people talk shit to him. But like, I think he forgets he's Anthony Edwards and people think he's unbelievably cool.
Like, yeah, I think that he's probably one of the only players that like you could lose to in the NBA and like not hate him afterwards. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Yeah. I
There's
mean,
like
I would fucking hate him.
But there are very few people that like you could lose to and like be like, oh, okay, I can respect that. Like Halliburton, I know you lost him. You fucking hate that dude's got these annoying, like even like, dude, even when he's on your team, but like Cap, like I feel like Cap, like you lose to that dude and like you hear his little fucking preteen voice talking about you.
Hate losing to Brunson.
Yeah, but Brunson doesn't talk. You know what I mean? Like Brunson gives me like Ant vibes, like well, not Ant vibes,
but he plays
but, like,
annoying, so people don't like him.
But he's like a low key guy that doesn't. He's not gonna talk too much and like piss you off. Whereas like Cat's voice might just get in your ear too much and be like, dude, we're fucking losing to this bozo.
I mean, dude, we're seeing, I feel like, an actual birth of the next killer in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, he basically retired KD. Now he's got LeBron. He is actually Thanos collecting the old era of superstars, but like beating them in a fashion that probably makes them question if they still want to be in the league.
LeBron,
like if you saw LeBron in that post-game press conference, the things he was talking about.
Blaming the front office.
Which, by the way, is just absurd because everybody and their mother knows that LeBron is the front office in LA. And maybe he didn't know about the Ant trade, but right after you lose through 4-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves and Luka Doncic still probably isn't comfortable in Los Angeles, still probably doesn't feel like he's at home. For LeBron James is a 40-year-old man. This isn't like a 22-year-old. This isn't like a 19-year-old rookie to go up there and be like, yeah, Ant told him what he needed, and then he was gone the next night. Like, dude, that also probably makes Luka feel like shit. And he's probably like, yeah, fucking, I didn't want to win this game anyway, dude.
Yeah. I do kind of, I mean,
like you can't be LeBron and act like that when Luka got traded, and then when you lose, be like, oh, well, Ant told them what they wanted, and now see you.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem that LeBron probably has with Pelinka is that they did sell their team off to not win now. Like that Luka trade is just like to have him for the next 10 years and you have a chance to win forever. We're like, LeBron, like it is kind of shitty with how they did LeBron because like realistically, like we thought they had a chance to win. Their role players are fucking terrible. Like they're actually
it's not even their role
awful.
players. But I'll tell you what, LeBron had me convinced Austin Reeves was about to average 35 points per game in the playoffs.
No,
I was convinced when he went, a lot of people's third option, we got Austin Reeves.
That's
Dude,
true.
That kid played like a bag of cocks.
He did. But I think that I kind of get where he's coming from because like now the end of his career is kind of wasted. Like he's kind of done now, right? Like he probably isn't going to win again unless they completely overhaul this team.
I just feel like there's a way you act as a mature current face of the NBA. And that was just, and also like, I just feel like I feel for Luka, dude. Like, it's not like he didn't give his all in this series. I feel like when you get traded, it's so hard to gel. And you could just tell he hasn't been comfortable the minute he stepped in Los Angeles. You could tell he definitely still misses Dallas. You can tell he definitely doesn't still feel at home and he's still trying to get used to it. And then you lose your first playoff series. The discourse is going to be, oh, maybe Nico Harrison is smart, which he's not. And then the guy that you've probably looked up to since you were little playing basketball loses a playoff series and gets in the postgame and goes, talks about the guy that they traded for you when you didn't even want to be here. It's not like Luka was like, I want to be here.
No,
I didn't want Anthony Davis to be in Dallas. I didn't want to be traded for Anthony Davis, but I felt for Luka in that moment, listening to that press conference. It wasn't like I was like, oh, LeBron's letting him know how it is. The first thing I thought was, man, if I'm Luka and I hear that, I'm if I already didn't want to play for LA, I don't even want to play for them even more.
Kind of tells me one of them's not going to be there next year, honestly.
It's going to be LeBron.
Might be Luke. Luka hasn't even, like, there's been, like, no talks about him extending there. Like, he's done after this year.
I wonder.
Right? Like, I mean, he could just pick up and go wherever the fuck he wants, which I wouldn't be surprised. I would do that if I were him, too. He just got sent to LA. I don't even know if he wants to.
And then you're in LA and everyone starts talking shit about you on your team. It's like, dude, what? Also, it's like, what do you want Luka to do? You never really fully gave him the reins. And by the way, Josh, I don't know if you watched that game. If you watched the full game, them committing to Rui Hachimura as their true center in crunch time minutes and to start the game. I knew and by the way, I knew the Lakers were cookie the minute that game started when you watch the opening tip and Rui Hachimura doesn't even jump.
Well, yeah.
But that's how you know you don't have a center out there.
Well, yeah,
he didn't even
have one.
Josh, if you watch the beginning of the game, you go to the highlights, you watch that first tip, he doesn't even jump. He literally barely leaves the floor and immediately starts running backwards. Like I literally watched the first 2 seconds of that game, Josh, and went, this game's over. Like when he didn't jump, this game is over. And the fact that LeBron and Luka, and I will somewhat give Luka his lashings now, allowed, and it's not them allowing it, but allowed a Rudy Gobert-led game eliminate them from the NBA playoffs.
Insane.
Is insane. 27-20, was it? 27-25? Yeah. Like at some point, JJ Redick, you have to put Jackson Hayes in. At some point, just to try.
Yeah, but like just at the same time.
But I feel like that's, and this is my thing though, dude. And I'll let you go right after this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like I talk for too long. This is what I think the problem with JJ Redick is. And I think I diagnosed it last night, my poopy NBA brain that has never played competitive high-level basketball at the level that they're playing at. JJ Redick wants to outsmart you. He wants to have a game plan that outsmarts you. He doesn't care about matchups. Like, he wants to outsmart you and feel like the smarter coach leaving the game. But sometimes you have to play a guy that just matches up well. Even Jackson Hayes is playing the worst basketball of his life. The minute Rudy Gobert, you realize that shift is happening and you go, okay, Rui really doesn't know what's going on because he hasn't really played center all year. We've kind of been letting Jackson Hayes go through the motions, but now that it's real basketball time, we're going to really try out Rui Hachimura at center against a guy that's been playing center since he was 8 years old, which never works. At some point, you have to go, let's put height on height. Let's not worry about a defensive shift to try to shut down Rudy Gobert with Rui that makes him uncomfortable and makes someone take an open three that we're okay with taking open. Like, JJ Redick wants to have a small lineup out there and be like, the way I've figured out these rotations, if they do it right, I'm going to beat you no matter what you have on the floor. And sometimes you just have to go, I'm going to put a big on a big because Rui can't stop him.
Yeah. At the same time, though,
and he just never did it.
Jackson Hayes isn't like a big. He's tall.
But he's bigger. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
At least it'll make, dude, there were some possessions where it's like Rudy Gobert was just doing whatever he wanted and it didn't even look difficult. Like, at least when you have a little bit of more height out there, it's a little bit more difficult.
That could have been the game plan, honestly, which I don't hate. Like, just let Rudy Gobert try to do fucking Rudy Gobert things, which might not be the worst game plan of all time. Like, if you just let Rudy Gobert get the ball in his possession every single possession, might not be a bad move. Obviously didn't work out for him, but yeah, I mean, I just don't think JJ Redick had much to work with personally. Like, their bench is Maxi Kleber, who couldn't see a minute on a Mavs team last year in the playoffs. Like, he literally couldn't touch the floor. Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent. Those are the three guys off the bench.
I mean,
Gabe Vincent had literally like 5 good games in the playoffs one year, and like that made his career.
Yeah.
So like, I just don't know if it's necessarily his fault. I think it's more. I think honestly, the front office might have fucked this team up. Not with the Luka trade, but just like in general. Like, this team really doesn't have direction besides just Luka. There's no direction.
It also kind of feels like, too, I mean, one, I hate to say it, and I hate to pin it on a guy like this, but I think losing playoff games and playoff series like this when you have Luka and LeBron boils down to an Austin Reeves. And when you play basically 40 minutes a game and you're shooting 30% or worse. You shot 20% from 3 last night. Like,
it's bad.
If you're going to take 10 threes in a playoff elimination game as the third piece, you have to shoot 50%. Like, you have to, or you have to know it's not your night.
Yeah.
Like, Austin Reeves, if you're the Lakers, you cannot afford to have 12 points out of Austin Reeves, who's supposed to be your third piece. Like, if I'm the Lakers, I'm not really that upset with Luka. He still gave you 28, 7, and 9. Like,
pretty good.
Don't know what else you could want from him out of that game. Maybe 35, 40 points like he used to in the Mavs, but you don't really give him the reins like that. You can't be mad at LeBron. He had 22, 6, and 7. It always boils down to your third piece.
I will say, though.
It always boils down to your third piece.
I will
dude.
say
12 points, 5 for 15.
The one thing that Nico was right about is that Luka actually is such a liability on defense. Like, the fact that, like, you can just watch, like, possessions, he actually doesn't try at all. Mm-hmm. Like, the fact that you're down 6 or 7 in a playoff game about to go home and you can't even close out on the guy, like, at the 3-point line, like,
or stop him from going
honestly
baseline.
If I were Nico Harrison, I'm not saying I would trade him, but I'm saying, like, I understand why that would drive him so fucking insane, because you have a guy that is that good and all he has to do is do the tiny things right and you win the championship. And he refuses to do those things, which I understand why that would piss you off. I mean, obviously he's the best offensive player in the league, but, like, when all you have to do is just like the little things, just try. That's all you do is just try, and your team will move. And he's just not willing to do it, which I kind of understand.
I genuinely refuse to sit up here and give Nico any sort of credit. I think Luka's defense, is a problem, but if you just surround him with the right pieces, he's gone to Western Conference Finals and NBA Finals with rosters that no one could go to without him. And he is bad at defense, but I literally hated opening Twitter and seeing people be like, this is why maybe Nico was right, maybe this, maybe that.
No, yeah.
Like, I also think you're looking at a kid who, like, I mean, this is going to sound so soft, but I've been really struggling with my mental health lately, especially this week. For whatever reason, I don't know, it's really off. Dude, it can make the easiest shit feel impossible. And I think you're actually looking at a star that is mentally struggling. Nothing physically wrong, nothing basketball-wise wrong. Like, I genuinely think when you watch Luka Doncic play, even on the bench, even on offensive possessions, something is off. And I genuinely do think it's his mental. And I feel like he doesn't want to be out there right now. And that's really hard to watch. Like, Josh, there was 3 times where he got blown by in the baseline where he looks to whoever's supposed to be in the middle. I think they started to play a 2-3 zone at the end there. And he, like, normally on the Mavs, he'd be in someone's ass.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you have to cover me. And he kind of half-ass looked to the key, barely threw up his hands, and then was just like, okay, just give me the ball. And it's like, that is just not the Luka that we watched.
No, yeah. But I feel like that's kind of
8 years.
I feel like that's kind of part of why, like, he's not worth it to the Mavs, or why he wasn't worth it to the Mavs, because if something like that is going to affect how you play the game that you get paid hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to play,
I agree.
Like, then that's a problem.
I don't disagree.
Like, literally all he has to do is try on defense, and then he would have a championship. Like, last year, I'm not saying that they would sweep the Celtics or anything, but, like, if he just tried on defense, his teams would be so much better. He could still be bad at defense. Like, I'm not asking him to be like an all-pro defender.
Hey, he doesn't shut down the baseline. That's what drives me crazy.
He doesn't do anything.
He doesn't shut the baseline down.
He just points. He, like, kind of like directs traffic on defense and then just waits until his guy gets the ball, lets him shoot, and then tries to get a rebound. That's kind of it.
Yeah. There was a couple times where I was watching the game very frustrated with his lack of effort. And, like, in terms of when I played basketball, obviously not at that high level. We're talking freshman in high school level. My job was just, like, when I would play the limited minutes that I did, was like, I need to make a difference on the defensive end because I'm going to be useless on offense. And, like, the one thing that you always get yelled at, and that I feel like you learn from when you're 4 years old and you first pick up a basketball, I think the first thing someone said to me was, deny the baseline.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where, like, all you have to do is give them that interior.
He, like, gets out of the way.
Yeah, he does. It's kind of like he presses on them, but then allows them to go by him, and he tries to do that, like, lazy, like, poke from behind, and sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. But just a disappointing performance in the Lakers. Like, I know everyone was like, yeah, that shit's so soft, what I said about his mental, but I mean, this is like, as someone that has lived in this city for now, I just got a memory, 3 years, That's not the same Luka Doncic I watched for 3 years in the playoffs or
No,
the regular season.
definitely
Like
not.
there was no fire. You didn't see him talk any shit. Like I think he's playing without his spirit right now. And I agree with you. I think if you're getting paid millions of dollars, you need to be able to just put that shit to the wayside or address it. But just a disappointing performance from the Lakers. I will say, though, if there's one Twitter community I couldn't be happier is now out of the playoffs. It's the Lakers. They're just so annoying.
They're
Of
the
course,
worst, yeah.
right after the loss, you get the edits of like, this is what we need now. And it's fucking Giannis in a Lakers jersey. And that shit just drives
They'll
me
probably
up
get
a wall.
him, too.
Because I know it's going to come
they'll
true.
probably get him,
Yeah,
yeah.
it drives me up a wall.
I love Giannis, LeBron, and Luka.
Literally. But I don't want to spend too much time, Josh, talking about the Lakers because I want to talk about the team that advanced for if there's any Minnesota fans in here that just had to listen to that rant. The exact reason of what I said why the Lakers lost is why the Timberwolves lost. Julius Randle stepped up as that third piece, 20 points per game every single game, 20 plus every single game in this playoffs for them. That's what you need to win, dude. It's going to come through Rudy. I think when I look at this team, the second option probably is a Rudy Gobert in the post in terms of like how the offense should run. Maybe you go Naz Reid. Maybe it's Julius Randle as
I
a
would take
second
Julius
option.
Randle, yeah.
But
It could be Naz Reid.
But man, dude, this Wolves team is really, really good for a lot of reasons. And I feel like the thing you said that I think about every time I watch this team play is Ant has just instilled God level confidence into every single one of these guys. And it's, you watch these guys and you're like, Mike Conley, I haven't seen you play like that in 4 years. He hit 2 threes in crunch time from the baseline in the fourth quarter. Dude, I don't remember hearing about Mike Conley since Zebo was in the league, dude, and they were going 1-2.
Yeah, when you got the max.
You're looking at guys like, I mean, I fucking love him. Dante DiVincenzo, you can't go 3 for 13, but the fact that he's coming off the bench for them, and I know he'll find his rhythm in a big game, and everyone's gonna be like, wow, that's what we need. Guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker that, by the way, when Jaden McDaniels comes out, if you think as a guard, you're gonna have your night a little bit easier because maybe the backup can't play defense, that kid's a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Naz Reid, length and size, comes off the bench. He can shoot from anywhere, given he barely took any shots last night. But, I mean, you're just looking at a Wolves team that, I mean, it obviously all goes through Anthony Edwards. He's fucking incredible. 0 for 11 from 3, and they still win the game. That should tell you how good they are as a team.
They shot 14% from 3.
Horrific.
Like that, and they won a game.
Horrific.
In the NBA shooting 14%. That's insane.
Insane. But, I mean, dude, this Wolves team is a problem now. Like, this Wolves team is officially a problem. Not that I am now rating the Lakers very highly, but the way Anthony Edwards can get to his guys, it feels like, and make them play up and give them that confidence is something that I don't think a lot of stars do very well. I think a lot of stars are like Jalen Brunson, where it's like, oh, the moment's big, I need to play well.
Yeah.
Whereas Ant goes, oh, the moment's big, like, yo, we
got to play well.
we got to play well.
Yeah.
And I feel like this Wolves team, dude, they're so for real.
They are. They're so fun to watch.
They really
That's
are
what I love.
yeah.
They're so fun to watch.
They are.
I would love to see them. I mean, we were talking about this before, too. Like, we would love to see whoever comes out of the series make a run. So 100%. I'm all in on the Wolves now. All in.
100%. I'm also all in on Anthony Edwards, dude. Just that kid is
I was all in after
dude.
I was all in after that Obama video.
Yeah, so good.
When he said he's the truth.
So good.
Yeah. And Obama like laughed at him. And then KD said he ain't lying.
Well, it's because I feel like sometimes I think early in his career we thought he was like more of a bit.
Yeah.
But no, he's like actually like that.
Guy,
and he walked around the Staples Center after eliminating them from the playoffs in Adidas sweats.
Could you imagine LeBron doing that in like back in the day?
So corny.
People would be losing their minds.
It'd
and now
so
Ant does it.
corny,
It's
though.
the coolest thing ever. Yeah. Which I agree.
But I think it's because like your
It is so
personality, like
sick.
Ant is actually like that. Whereas like if LeBron did, he'd be like, yeah,
it'd like be like fake. Yeah. It'd be like fake. Yeah.
And I will agree, dude. I think Yelad said in the Twitch chat, I'm okay with saying it. I think we're witnessing the first modern Michael Jordan and Anthony Edwards. In
He's
terms
got like
of
the killer
way
instinct.
with that. That's what I'm talking like that. And I took that personally. Like, I think that's one of the funniest things to come out of the Last Dance is you got to look into Michael Jordan's mindset. And all he had to do was make it personal. And has that where he's like,
100%.
Oh, you thought the Lakers were going to beat us?
Yeah.
You favorited the Lakers against us? And then he actually 4-1s them. And you're just sitting there going, holy shit. And of course, you know, I do feel bad for Luke in a lot of spots, but I do think it's hysterical that Ant Edwards got up there in the press conference and went, yeah, we just beat the best player ever in the world ever. Because that's how people were talking about Luka when he got traded. And it's like, damn, that hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Luka truther.
LOL, MJ don't shoot 0 for 11, Chris Raptor said.
I'm sure you could find.
I'm sure you could find a couple games.
Also, I don't think.
In the playoffs, probably not.
Also,
MJ in the
let's be
playoffs is
honest,
crap,
he wasn't ripping threes like that in the playoffs. He maybe took 3-4 max back in the day with the way they play basketball. So
that's true.
you're not talking about the volume that he was getting. Other than that, though, in the NBA, Josh, just to switch gears very quickly, we had a very weird game between the Rockets and the Warriors where I think for the first time ever in the playoffs, I saw
A game broke open one time.
but a full
roster.
a full bench
Yeah.
clearing in the third quarter in terms of putting your full backups in and then almost letting them come back.
Jock Landale checking in game.
Like, what?
Insane.
I was just confused.
Especially down in the series too. Like it's a closeout game too. Yeah, it makes no
I was
sense.
just confused why
They
they
were
did that in the
smacking them.
third quarter. I think maybe because you think the Warriors are going to go, okay, let's rest Steph. Like
Yeah.
they're going to lay down and
We need to
roll,
rest
and then
them
it's
up
like,
for the next game. Yeah.
what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
What the
Dude,
hell are we doing?
Fucking Moses Moody, my lord. My lord. Moses Moody College.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'm goated at that, dude.
Come on.
I might like that would be if I was if I worked for Barstool and they did that trivia and it was like specialties, it would be where guys went to college from like 2015 on. I think I could do that from 2015 on. But I mean, this was just a game, dude, where a bad night for props. Bad night
Terrible
for
night
props.
for
Dude.
props.
If you took Steph, you took Jimmy, just a really bad night for props.
I mean, they're starting five. The Rockets starting five literally cannot have played better.
However, except for
Jalen.
yeah, tell me a superstar is
I mean-
taking 8 shots in a game. Give me a break, dude.
He did his job on the glass. So it just everyone else was eating. Like he kind of just like played a role in that game, it seemed like.
Well, I think it's turning out he's now the third option when they came to the playoffs.
He should be
he's
the-
the first.
he should be the fifth option, honestly.
I agree.
He probably should be.
I
Like just
agree.
looking at that offense, like he actually could be the fifth option so easily.
I so agree because I think last night for the first time ever, because he finally got, and I think this is what happens in the NBA is you like a lot of these fans need to see a clip to realize that a guy is like that. And I hope everyone now realizes when I said my Eamon and Asar comment of they're going to be some of the best players ever playing the NBA, and one is already affecting the Knicks series as a rookie. And Eamon last night finally had his coming out party where Bleacher Report and all these companies decided to step away from the Lakers game and clip the kid really quick. Dude, he's
He's good.
also has those. And this is what I think you need screws loose to be great in the NBA. Eamon Thompson is one of those
Yeah, a
guys
little
that
bit,
has
yeah.
all the right screws loose. Dude, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's good.
He's going to be people forget they're both rookies.
They're freaks too. Second year.
Yeah. Dude, second year, you're telling me they're affecting games like this on teams?
Yeah, and they're freak athletes as well. So,
But I mean, Eamon is and
it was
I saw
always
this-
if they get their shot down, they're going to be the biggest problem in the NBA.
And dude, I saw this clip yesterday that was so funny, and it was Asar and Eamon talking about each other, and they were like, just asking about how they grew up, and Asar was like, yeah, no, he was a little mean growing up. He would bully me a little bit, and then someone quoted me, he was like, damn, Asar wasn't lying because Eamon Thompson just got in. Whose face did he get in that clip? I loved it. I tweeted, I was like, dude, he's got all the right screws loose. Whoever it was someone on the.
Oh, I know. Fuck.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. It
Yes.
wasn't Buddy Hield.
It was oh my god.
Either way, that's
Yeah.
a non-problem. Dude, I love the way Eamon Thompson plays basketball. I absolutely love it. And that's and I feel like this is a guy that I hope the Rockets go. And I think to your point as well, I feel as though this is a guy that you can go. Eamon and Sangin can take this team to an NBA championship at some point.
I think
in
the
their lifetime.
Thompson brothers will be like the perfect role players, like Drew Holiday-esque, Derek White-esque, where like they can go get you buckets. They will clamp you on the defensive end. Like I feel like they're gonna be like that type of player. I don't know if they're gonna be the guys that are gonna like score 30 a game and carry the entire offense, but they are definitely capable of playing a massive role on an insanely good team.
I think Eamon can be a top 5 player in the NBA on both sides,
dude.
but I think Asar is the guy that you're talking. I think
I know.
Asar is Drew Holiday. I think Eamon is the
Eamon-
guy that does both at an insanely good clip.
Dude, Eamon Thompson, 5 steals, 3 blocks yesterday.
Dude, in 25 points.
That's fucking absurd. But that's what I'm
25
saying.
points
It's like
taking 1 3.
like,
Like,
dude,
he gets it
he could-
so gritty.
he
That's
could-
why I love him.
he could have 0 points and have 5 steals and 3 blocks, and he's still a top 3 most important player on the team. He could literally have 0 points.
With 1 3 taken in this era, dude. Like, that's why I love him. He just does it so grittily.
Yeah, he does.
Like he's one of those psychos that goes to the hoop and he's like, I want you to hit me as hard as you possibly
Yeah.
can. Like that's why I really like him. Whereas Asar's kind of on the other side. of just like the reason why I'm scared of Asar is his defense, dude. Like, I just know he can take someone out of the game every single time he's on the floor, and that's what's scary about Asar. Eamon does both.
Yeah. Dude,
where
also,
it's like he's just physically removed someone from the other team, and he just gave you 25.
did you know that they're like also geniuses as well?
Yeah, dude. They're super smart.
They have like a photographic memory. They fucking like ask him questions about like basketball in like the 50s, and they fucking know like everything. Literally everything.
Dude, they're sick. I love them. I wish one of them was on my team.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
I have to be an Amon fan because Asar's in the East. Even though I kind of like Asar a little bit more. But dude, I if there's one thing I took away from that Rockets game, if I'm a Houston fan, thank God we got him.
Yeah.
Thank God we drafted him, because I think there's a lot of talk of like these two coming from the overtime league being like, dude, they're gonna be fucking moose shit.
Like Jalen Green.
Yeah, and thank God. Well, different leagues. Jalen Green was G League.
He was
These
Ignite,
kids
right?
were overtime.
Oh, they were OTE. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
kids come out OT that are worth any sort of salt. But I like it. I really, really like it.
Modest
I really
came
like
from
it.
the G League. Yeah.
I really like that they got him. And
Yeah.
if I'm a Houston fan, like, this series isn't over, I don't think. I truly don't think this
Yeah.
series. I think this could go 7. I think the Knicks could go 7.
Just going to Golden State is so tough.
It is very tough.
So tough.
It is very tough. It is very, very, very tough. But I will say too, I mean, Sangan just continues to impress every
he's
single
so good,
night,
yeah.
dude. He's one of those
Mini
guys
Jokic.
where it's not pretty, it's not quick, but it's like one of those ones where you look at the box score and you go, "Holy shit, he just gave us 24 points. How the fuck did that happen?"
Yeah, he's literally baby Jokic.
He is,
Just not as good.
or as big.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have
Baby
that
Yoke.
fucking. I think it is absurd that you fucking Reed Shepard got 7 minutes and like Nate Williams are getting 2 minutes in a play. Like, I don't understand the bench clearing of like but mid third quarter bench clearing. Like, I feel like that sends a weird message to your starters. But I mean, how about I just want to talk about one guy real quick. Are you familiar with Pat Spencer's game?
Oh, dude.
The
Pat
lacrosse
Spencer?
player turned basketball
Fuck
player.
yeah, I know Pat Spencer. Dude,
That just doesn't give a rat's
I was a
ass.
Pat Spencer stan in the summer league.
He's so
He was
goated, dude.
cooking in the summer league.
He's so goated.
Yeah, he is.
He's so
He's
freaking
a
goated.
strap too. I don't think
love-
he only shot 1 3 yesterday, but he has a strap.
I love that Sangan tried to press him, and first thing he did was just head bump. Like, that's a psycho. Like, if there's one thing about white boys, you got to be able to, and as a white boy myself, you have to be able to identify the psycho white boys.
Yeah.
He's one of those psychos that, like, after 2 beers at a bar, if someone says something the wrong way, he just automatically wants to get shit cracking, and was definitely the kid on the lacrosse field that, like, all he needed was to get hit once really hard to turn him up and to go fucking crazy. And you just got to know when you're playing a guy like that, he's just a psycho.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert could push him and he's going to think that he could beat them up. And that's just like that psycho white boy energy that you just need to stay away from.
That 28-year-old rookie.
Yeah. That's just it.
Stay away from that.
That's
guy.
just a guy you got to stay away from.
Went to
that's just one of those
Northwestern. I didn't
guys.
know that.
I mean, dude,
What a
he's
goat.
literally epitome of like a lacrosse player.
Goat. Is that Goots that went to middle school with his brother?
Or Krabbies.
Or Krabby?
They were definitely a private school family. Didn't Krabs go to
But
private school?
Maryland?
Didn't Krabby go to private school?
I do not know. Do not know. It's Goots.
Gucci. Wow. Shout out Gucci.
Shout out Goots.
Just to switch gears rather quickly to the ice, where the Capitals once again just smoked the Montreal Canadiens and now advance after winning 4-1. They might just do it.
Over.
Something we need to look out for. I took the Panthers Lightning over, and now the Lightning are eliminated. It felt like we talked about this the last 2 episodes of just being like everyone on Twitter just kept falling into the wormhole of this is going to be the night the Lightning do it. And I'm happy I just took the over because I also thought the Lightning might do it. But thank God there was goals.
Yeah.
And this
Plenty
Panthers
of them.
team, again, is just like there's a reason why they won the cup.
They're good.
And it's because, like they said, they're good.
They're good.
And the only reason I took the over was because Musharelli commented under, and he was like, the only, because I was like, if you had $100, what would you take here? And Mush's tweet popped up in my mentions, and he goes, it's literally in your last name. And then I was like, okay, I have to do it. Like, I have to take it. I knew Yale wasn't going to get 2. I literally
however you want to say it.
knew,
Or
dude.
4.
I knew. Well, he ended up getting 3. The Cardinals
got
won
3,
both.
yeah.
But I knew Yale wasn't going to get the Blues, and the Jets might have 1.5 PLD just because we knew Yale wasn't going to get that one. Shout out the Jets, man. That was a crazy game.
Shout out.
That was a crazy game. That was a crazy game.
Are the Jets going to fold like they always do? I feel like the Blues are still going to win the series because the Jets just can never finish a fucking series.
I don't know, dude. I was about to say I might mega
They're
the Jets
good.
going into St. Louis.
But dude, the Jets just every year.
No, they do. They're
They
like the Leafs.
can't fucking get out of the first round. Yeah, I
They're
mean,
literally like the Leafs.
they
are the Leafs.
They're probably the best team. Like they're probably the best team in the league,
Oh, 100%.
and they're probably going to lose. They're probably not going to make the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I would actually put money that they don't make the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
A lot happened on the diamond. The only thing I really want to talk about is how about those Oakland Athletics coming back in the last inning?
How about them?
6 runs in the 9th, Josh.
That's insane.
Can you pull up my tweet of Lawrence Butler sending him home? Because I got
do
news
that.
for you, dude. There's not a lot of athletes that genuinely get me going, that get me excited, that get the blood moving. And it's a very short list. Jalen Brunson, Jordan Poole. Lawrence Butler is on that list, dude. Because when he hits one, dude, he takes the cover off the ball, dude. The cover off the ball. And I tweeted it today. I tweeted it today about my $500 MLB future bet. Dude, it's gotten me involved in the MLB more than I ever have been. And, dude, I'm falling in love with the way these A's.
Lawrence
Look at
1 for
this shit.
4. He wastes no time to
Yeah.
center field. The ball going back,
Like,
back,
see
and
ya?
gone.
On
Seal
the moon. Grand Slammy. First career Grand Slam.
Wow.
How about it?
Probably
Lawrence
not
Butler.
very many opportunities to get that.
I would say close to none.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times Lawrence Butler's probably gone up to bat and seen all the bags full?
One.
Probably
That was the
first time.
Yeah. That was the first.
But dude, there's just nothing better than seeing Lawrence Butler send one, dude. Especially, it's also nice to see an athlete get paid and not see them regress.
Yeah.
In the MLB.
It is.
I'm
nice.
looking at you, Juan Soto.
It is nice.
I'm looking
Fuck
at
that,
you,
dude.
Juan Soto.
Fuck that, dude.
I'm literally looking right at Juan Soto right now because the fact that Lawrence Butler is one of the only players in A's history to get paid and is still coming out and looking like he's getting better. That's what you love to see, dude.
Yeah.
That's
love
what you
to
love
see
to
it.
see,
You love to see it.
man.
You love to see it. You know, you hate to see
What?
the Cubs losing to a fucking rat shit org like the Pirates.
Yeah, that's tough.
Hate to see it.
That is tough.
Just a tough game, dude. The Pirates
That is
actually,
tough.
their pitching actually came out to play. That starter, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he actually kind of shoved.
Raise it.
Yeah, raise a jolly, I guess.
Raise
Do you know what's funny though?
What?
You can get a ticket to see the best pitcher in the league, maybe history, according to Bucks fans, for $5 today. You can go ahead and
Yeesh.
watch him pitch for $5 if you want.
On SeatGeek, use code Bookit10.
Yeah.
10% off any
$5.
purchase.
You can literally, they might give you $5.
Yeah, if you use
Maybe $10 off. They might give you $5.
if you use code Bookit10 on SeatGeek for a Cubs
Pirates
ticket tonight, they will give you $5. Speaking of going to games, I do have to make a public apology. On literally Monday was like, Nick and Lauren, do you guys want to go to the Athletics game on Thursday at 1:30? I really want to go watch his team play. Unfortunately, I forgot that this Thursday, because of her scheduling, my therapy meeting is at 2:30 instead of 5:30. And I'm having a horrible week mentally for some reason. Like nothing's really going wrong. I'm just having one of those weeks where it's like I wake up every morning and it feels like something wants me to be in a bad mood and I'm having a really hard time battling it. So I think I really need this session today. And I told both of them that, but I do feel really bad because I even saw Lauren tweet last night being like, I'm going to be there to make sure this doesn't happen again. And I think it would have been great content, but I just need to start taking care of myself when I'm having weeks like this. And normally I would skip this session or try to move it. But I think I just really need it today. So unfortunately, I'm going to apologize to them and I will not be at the Oakland Athletics game tonight, even though I would like to be. But with me not there, they're 2-0.
That is true.
So I can't go now. You know, I can't go now. That would be too much. That'd be too much. Should I go, they lose.
Yeah, they probably would.
I hope Lauren and Nick go though, because I would love to see that content. But I do apologize. I would really like to go, but I don't know. I feel like in my life, I would, especially since I moved down here, would have a week like this and then push it off and like go to the A's game, drink a little bit, suppress it, and like it would just make next week worse. And I'm really trying to make a conscious effort of attacking the battles as they present themselves. And I still have my therapist. She does a really great job of like talking me through days like this,
Good.
and like
Yeah.
weeks like this.
You don't
which
need to go
is-
fucking see Tyler Maley.
Yeah,
Throw
fuck
Turch. It'll be
that,
fun.
dude. Yeah, give me a break. No, but I would have liked to. I do feel bad because I was like, Lauren, we got to go. And me and Lauren haven't hung out in a long time. And I think it would have been fun. But
They got 162 of them, so
I need to start taking care of myself.
Yeah.
So that's
Definitely
where I'm at
more
right now.
important.
I'm still on the teen. Also, no one told you.
still on the team.
Dude, Josh, no one told me about the creatine, the teener, that it'll just, and I don't say this to be gross. Dude, my gas could kill a small animal. Dude. I didn't take my second dose of teen yesterday because literally the night before my gas was, dude, it was like vile. It was literally foul.
Literal
I'm not
gas
saying
chamber.
this to like be like gross and have people be like, oh my God, but just that should be a warning label. Like you're going to hate yourself. Like it's literally, dude, it's fucking gross.
That's hilarious. I didn't even know it did that.
Dude, it's gross. And I'm also eating a lot of protein too. So maybe that's why my body is literally just like panicking and like
Yeah,
it's
just
like,
everything's getting pushed out.
just toxicity is just leaking. But dude, I mean, for those that are gonna check in on the teen, just let your loved ones know around you. It's gonna get rough for a couple days. It makes me want to not take the teen. Because if I'm in a public situation and one just squeaks out, dude, it'll clear a room right now, dude. And maybe it just comes down to like not taking all the protein too, because I'll do Lockmouth gifting 5
Come
subs on a Thursday. Thank you, Lockmouth. You're absolutely fucking goated. Let's go, Phillies. Thank you for covering the -1.5 last night. You're goated. You're goated. You're goated, Lockmouth. That was huge on a Thursday. But yeah, dude, I've been hitting the gym a lot. I find, Josh, something weird that's been happening when I hit the Yimmy lately is I listen to what's called the Lil Durk murder playlist on Spotify. So I just got Dirk just banging away in my head. And I'll tell you what, there's just something about Dirk rapping about all of his friends being murderers that just makes me want to lift 5 pounds more than I normally would. And I have never been in a situation like that. For you, Mikey, the vibes are never bad, and I have a ton of respect. Thank you, Lockmouth. I love you too, brother. A lot of respect for you too as well, brother. I really appreciate that. But yeah, something about Lil Durk just makes me want to lift just 5 more pounds than I
listen to
normally do.
Vaughn ever?
Oh, dude, it's all of them. It's like it's got all the mixtapes. It's got like Duty Low. Dude, Duty Low, by the way, will get you get the iron pumping, dude. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. But dude, my new gym is weird because you walk in and the treadmills are right there, and then it's like literally like a little alcove, and it's not very big. And when someone else is in there, it feels very crowded. And I don't do well with other people in the gym because I have this weird part of my brain that thinks everyone is watching me all the time. So I just feel like they are watching me lift and being like, he's not in the right form. And that just like, I don't know, like it's definitely not happening because everyone else is focused on them.
Yeah.
But I called an empty gym yesterday.
That's massive. Massive. How's that even possible?
Nothing better, dude. Literally, literally walking. Like, dude, it is. There's nothing better than an empty gym. You could try whatever workout you want, dude. You could. I was LeBron. I was under my breath rapping a couple of the songs. Just like, yeah, dude. There's nothing better than an empty gym. Nothing better than an empty gym. I'll tell you what though. Shift gear is nothing better, nothing worse. I had to drive home yesterday in one of the worst rainstorms potentially of all time. And like in Texas, I tell everybody that I've ever met, when you get to the spring, Texas is very weird. It's either the most beautiful day of all time, or when it decides to be bad weather, it is world-ending, devastating weather that like makes you think it's all over today. And dude, I will never understand the mindset of people that when it's pouring rain, and keep in mind, I drive like a grandpa. When I have another human being in my car, or when there's really bad weather, I will drive like a grandpa. I had a cousin pass away before I was born, or pass away the year I was born, because his friend was driving like a lunatic in a rainstorm, and they ended up spinning out and he passed away. And hearing that story growing up, now whenever I have another human being in my car, or there's any sort of inclement weather, I will go speed limit or 2 under. And I've been yelled at before, being like, dude, you drive like a grandpa. It's like, dude, when you're in my car and it's not just my life on the line, I will drive like a 90-year-old person, because God forbid I drive like an idiot and something bad happens.
Yeah.
So I never do that. But when it's raining, Josh, I'm middle lane because roads do this, and the puddles will be on the outside lanes, and that's how you hydroplane. And dude, the speed limit's 70. I was going 45 in the middle lane. I don't give a fuck. You honk me all you want, but I will never understand the people that are driving like beat up white vans or cars from the early 2000s hitting the left lane in a monsoon going 75.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, not only are you potentially going to do something really bad to yourself and your car because it's not going to be able to handle a little puddle, but you could also get me driving like that.
Yeah,
and it's
dude.
like, just relax. Like everyone's got somewhere to go. This is the kind of weather in Texas where you can literally show up and be a little late and be like, I'm so sorry. This rain was just crazy. But the people that do that is like, it drives me insane.
People here are also just terrible drivers in
Terrible,
general.
dude.
I feel like they're awful. There's no
Let's go, Lockie.
there's no merging. It's just, I'm gonna move over. That's what it is.
I've
It's
also-
even in rainstorms too. Like people, it seems like forget how to like they don't drive the same way. Like
No.
I'm not saying they go slower, but like going slower is fine because like obviously you
I
can't
go
see
so
sometimes.
slow, dude. I get in the middle lane. I don't give a fuck. I go so slow. Sometimes I'll even be grandpa if it really starts raining. Flashers in the middle. I don't give a shit. Go around me if you want.
But yeah, dude, people, especially when it snows. Like if there's any snow, quarter of an inch, week's gone.
I now refuse to drive in Texas when
Yeah, you
when it
can't. Dude, the
snows.
people are awful.
It's impossible. Dude. It's
Awful.
literally impossible.
Also, everything's a bridge, so it's all frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Frozen. But yeah, I'll never understand people that do that.
Were we gone?
Were we gone?
We must have just lagged out for a sec.
But I'll never understand the people that, dude, I watched a white work van, which by the way, I've driven one of those over the summers when I was growing up. I have been in those trucks. I've seen how they handle. There is in no world should you be going 80 miles per hour in the left lane when there's this much water on the ground. All that trucks need to do is hit one little speed bump, the wheels lift off, and it catch the water. You are hitting that median and taking out everything to your right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scares me, Dad. I literally drive like this through the door, through the windshield, like this,
Looks like it'll be okay today.
like this through the windshield. Listening, and I have to put on like a really slow song. There was a moment yesterday where I was driving, Josh, and like songs would come on and I would skip them because I was like, I'm not dying to this song. Like if I go down in this rainstorm because someone's driving like an idiot, I refuse to go down and listen to Lil TJ. I had to set it up, dude. I was like, I literally refused to die to this song. Because, dude, people were driving so insane.
The cops get there and little TJ's blasting. You're like, no, this kid, he might have deserved it.
They might just ignore it. They might just ignore it, dude. I'm literally sitting there like this, and Lil TJ comes on. I'm like, I'm not dying to that. Skip. Like, I can't do it. I
That's
can't
so
do it.
funny.
I can't do it.
Car
Yeah,
upside
my
down,
car
Lil
upside down.
TJ.
You heard Lil TJ coming out, dude. You might as well just chalk the whole thing. Just be like, yeah, you know what I mean? They might just cover it up. Be like, nobody passed away, actually, because they'd be embarrassed. so that was literally my day yesterday. Just insane. But
Just driving back.
I will tell you what else I'll do, dude. Is I'll get to the apartment now, and I do love the rain. I think it's like just the Irish brain in me that just like loves the rain. I just love the sound of it. I love everything about it. Like the minute I'm
Once
home,
you're inside, the rain is amazing.
well, once I'll go walking in the rain. Like the minute that I'm out of a vehicle, I love the rain. Don't forget the view though. Is what I'll do is I'll get in my apartment like yesterday, and I'm just kind of a freak like this. But hopefully, I find someone that appreciates it one day and like likes doing this shit. I'll crack the door open so I can hear the rain. Shut off all the lights. Get some candles going. Get the speaker up and moving. Just sad, slow songs, but like Drake level, maybe some Brent Faiyaz, and I will just, Josh, I'll just vibe. I'll just vibe, dude. I'll find like a weird Netflix cartoon, mute it, and just vibe. Check my phone for a little bit. Look out the window.
That sounds
I'll go out on
amazing.
the balcony.
That actually
dude.
sounds amazing.
Dude,
I would throw on Bears highlights and mute it.
Yeah, see that works too. I've also done.
Justin Fields highlights. Yeah, 100%. I
Dude,
know you've done that.
I've done Animal Planet. Yesterday,
that's
I put on Grimsburg. Couldn't tell you what was happening in any of the episodes. Like a new cartoon, I guess, with John Hamm. Just great background.
Yeah.
Just that's playing. I've also, dude, I think I've told you this. I've also done when it rains out, lighting candles, all the lights off. Looked up an hour-long drive-through of Toronto at night. Put on Drake, dude, while in the city of Dallas.
Who the fuck recorded that video?
Dude, it's actually sick. The people will literally
It's like a
just-
dash cam.
No, it'll be
Or
like
it's like-
4K.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I think it's out the top of the car and they just drive to Toronto. It's so sick, dude.
That's funny.
So sick. But yeah, I'll do that, dude. Make no mistake. I've cracked one to New York as well. Where I'll fire up New York at night. I'm just weird like that though. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not weird. I don't
Just
think-
weird like that, dude.
It's kind of fun. It's relaxing.
It's fun, dude. I can't believe you brought up Justin Fields, dude. Because I've been I literally sent a video, and I think this is so funny now for everyone that follows Krabs and saw his tweet. I sent a video of Justin Fields throwing a Jeremy Ruckert into a BTL group chat that I made and just put back like Goots did about the Orioles and Kyle Gibson. But I'll tell you what, though, Josh, I got really upset yesterday. Like, honestly devastated. Jordan Travis announced his retirement from the NFL. And that was someone, dude, that was giving me like a glimmer of hope for the past 2 years of just being like, I've watched this kid. I know we have this kid. I was so high on him in college, and I just knew how great he could be. He has a perfect body. He was dual threat, and it just kills me. I know he will never admit it until he's like in his 30s or 40s on a podcast, I'm sure one day. We ruined him. We ruined him, dude.
Yeah.
And it's hard to read that letter. And obviously, you know, I think this happens too sometimes where you retire and you take a couple years off and then you maybe give it another shot. And I really hope he does. And that maybe when he's not constantly rehabbing, that ankle can get a little better or someone figures out how to fix it. But it just hurts so bad when in the letter, he says that he gave his all to the rehab process and the medical professionals advised him to retire. And it's like, the only reason why that rehab process didn't work out is because the Jets jetted and we tried to rush him back instead of just giving him his time. And it's so frustrating because when he was rehabbing from the ACL or whatever it was, when we rushed him back is when he hurt his ankle. And that's why he had to get shut down again and was about to be out for another year. And it just like, it sucks that we did that to another person that is only 23 years old and I think could have had such a bright career in the NFL. And now he has to figure out the rest of his life. And I can't imagine how devastated he is right now. But just as a Jets fan, it like makes me ashamed of our organization that like when we're having a year like we did last year where the wheels are coming off, that we feel like we have the right to just ruin this kid's career instead of just taking time with him. Like we were going to make the playoffs if Jordan Travis played, dude. And like rushing him and just completely fucking his ankle up. Like I hope the Jets genuinely take care of him for the rest of his life because without what the Jets did, like that kid is perfectly fine. I guarantee you he's fine.
Yeah, it also makes no sense. Like what you're rushing him back to play what
5
3
games?
so that didn't matter. Like you'd win all of them, it wouldn't matter. That's what I don't get. Is like maybe trying to that might have just been fucking what's his face trying to save his job. Who's your coach? Ulrich, whatever the fuck his name is, trying to keep his job.
Dude.
That's all it was.
Definitely was. It was Joe Douglas trying to be like, we drafted this kid. Let's see if he's got the juice. And him definitely being a football player and going, yeah, I could get back by that week. I could do that. And then you find out that while he's rehabbing his knee and trying to get back from that injury, fucks up his ankle because we're rushing him back and definitely making him do shit that he couldn't do, pushing him. And I'm sure, you know, him also going, yeah, that's good. Okay, I can do that. And probably feeling that and then going, shit, dude, this ankle's fucked up. And I do hope that the Jets are in some way taking care of this kid for, if not a couple years, the rest of his career, because dumb decisions like that when a franchise is burning to the ground is what ruins kids' futures. And it's just so frustrating, dude, because I know you remember it, dude. I was fucking tonsils on Jordan Travis, dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, he was going to win the Heisman.
He would have won a national championship.
He would have been a top 20 pick.
They would have won a national championship that year. I genuinely believe that. He was playing on another planet, and that Florida State team was stacked.
Their defense was fucking unbelievable. Yeah.
Stacked. But yeah, that really upset me yesterday. Also, it did upset me because I was sitting there going, okay, if Justin doesn't work out, like we still got Jordan on the back burner, and I'm not discounting.
No. But now you got a guy on the back burner. Now you got a guy on the back burner. You knew once they got Brady Cook, Jordan Travis is chalk because they're literally the same player. Brady Cook is going to be an all-time backup for the Jets.
Well, you know what's so frustrating is after Jordan Travis news, you get Jets accounts that just have no brain cells being like, all Jets fans need to have faith that if we tank this year, we'll be able to get a guy like Arch Manning. Dude, the kid hasn't taken a snap yet.
Yeah, like that's insane. Like I don't understand why everyone's like he's the auto #1 overall pick.
He hasn't taken a snap as a starter.
Yeah.
Not
It's
one.
insane. It is insane that he's just
half his packages were to run the ball.
It'll be Nussmeier, I think, will be the guy next year. It'll end up being him because LSU quarterbacks, just like everyone jerks them if they have a good year.
Nussmeier.
If they have a good year, like I think he'll be the #1 quarterback taken next year.
I think he's good, dude. I think he's
good.
got the juice, dude.
But I do think that also we were kind of spoiled those 2 years with Stroud, Young, Caleb, Jaden, like all those guys coming out in the same 2 years. Like we might not get that for a long time. Because we kind of got that with like Brady, Breeze, Manning, like all within like a short period of time, and then it kind of died out for 10 years. There's really nobody until Mahomes, Allen. I guess Rivers was one of them, but there's not. It usually doesn't happen like that, where like you get 5 starters in the league within 2 years.
Quarterbacks come in bunches. Good quarterbacks come in bunches for whatever reason.
Sure.
Like you'll get a draft class with 4 starters, and then you get a draft class with like Will
With
Levis
0,
and like Malik Willis.
Or Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Kenny
Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett's the first quarterback taken at 20 something.
And Rav is at a barge. Oh my god! But no, I am really excited for this year in college.
I couldn't
football.
imagine having that reaction to Kenny Pickett coming.
I mean, this is fucking.
That was kind of my
6 feet
reaction
deep.
when we took Luther Burden, though.
You want to hear even sadder? That was my reaction when we took Zach Wilson. I was like, dude, we just got the best dual threat quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Did you see that pro day throw?
Yeah, I did see that.
I will never let that pro day throw go, and I will to this day go to the grave. If I was an NFL scout and an NFL GM, I'm drafting him off of that video as well. That was the most insane throw we've ever seen. But the Jets also extend 5th-year options to Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Jones. I got to tell you, dude, this Jermaine Jones kid, who by the way was on that Florida State team, or Jermaine Johnson, that was on this Florida State team with Jordan Travis, dude, he's a fucking junkyard dog. Yeah, I just love everything about him.
He's good.
You didn't really see Garrett Wilson or Sauce talk about their 5th year because I think they're trying to get paid. Jermaine is this guy that's like, yo, I could not be more appreciative to the city of New York, and I'm going to prove to you why, like, should be here for the rest of my career. And it's like, dude, I love that guy's in our trench.
He's like actually good too.
So good. And he got hurt last
He doesn't really
year.
talk either, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, also
he'll get paid by somebody. If it's not you, he's gonna get paid. I think.
Do you think it is cool that Sauce Gardner's dating Ice Spice just as an outsider?
I don't know.
Tells me why he was so distracted last year.
I feel like they kind of fit each
wheel Ice
other.
Spice,
They
dude.
kind of fit each other perfectly. They both just kind of look like they smell. I don't know if that's like a
wow.
Is that like a thing? I don't know. Am I wrong?
I'll tell you what, Justin Fields looks like he smells good.
No, he does. He does. But I'm saying like they look like they smell like shit. I mean, I don't know. Ice Spice for sure smells like shit. There's no chance she doesn't.
Oh,
Justin Fields definitely's got some nice cologne he throws on every morning. Sauce just be smelling.
Oh. Dude, we're back at the feedback loop of the Justin Fields experience where all the Jets accounts are now being like, dude, he fixed his footwork. He doesn't pat the ball. You can tell his mechanics have completely been cleaned up.
He's throwing it
dude,
with no pads on.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe every ounce. I believe that his mechanics and footwork have been fixed like you've never seen before, and this is coming out year. It is concerning that our win total is only at 5.5, huh? That's fucking low.
Yeah. It's also Justin Fields doesn't tap the ball on short throws. He only taps it on like deep balls. So like he's never done that. Like when he gets the ball out quick, he's never tapped the ball. So like he hasn't changed his mechanics. If he's changing his mechanics now, he's gonna get worse, I would say. Like you don't really want to change him this late down the line, I don't think.
I'm just so amped for him.
They just need to run the ball. Run the shit out of the ball.
Well, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're committed
to. Make him throw 20 times a game. 50 run plays, 20 pass plays.
I would love that, dude. I would love to just be a ground and pound offense, dude. Just bring it back, Aaron Glenn.
You can do it if your defense is good enough.
Jets win total went from 9.5 to 5.5. That's 4 wins. Gone. Well, they probably looked at last year when they had 5 wins with Aaron Rodgers. Who, by the way, is just a complete bag of bullshit, but
bag of dicks.
Yeah, literally bag of dicks.
Fuck that guy.
You want to talk about bag of dicks? Fucking Aaron
I'm so
Rodgers.
happy he's off your team, so now we can actually shit talk him and hate him together.
Hate him so
fun.
much, dude. I hate him so much.
He's the worst.
I hate him so much. The last thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is something that I was having a conversation with my buddy on the phone yesterday, and something that I would love to kind of get your opinion on. This happens every year after the NFL draft. It starts the conversation switch from what team drafted the best to what quarterback is going to be the best going into 2025. Who do you think is going to be the best quarterback in this rookie draft?
Ooh, in the rookie draft.
And I feel like there's been a growing consensus that it's Will Howard.
Ooh. I think Will Howard is in a great situation for how he plays football. Because he does seem to make mistakes a lot, and that's kind of something the Steelers do really well with their quarterbacks at mitigating his mistakes. I don't hate that take, honestly. I'm gonna stay with Jackson Dart. I think he'll be the best, just because I think he's gonna be given the ample amount of time to sit behind Russell Wilson and actually learn an offense. I think Dable's a good enough coach to make him good too. I think Dable's actually a good coach. I think Daniel Jones is just fucking ass cheeks.
I'll tell you what, dude. I'm kind of tired of everyone just ignoring him, and I'll take the easy way out. I think Cam Ward's going to be incredible, dude.
Yeah, I don't like Cam Ward. I just don't like. I don't think
he's going to be
good.
Incredible. Even though he has nothing in Tennessee, they don't have a running back. They don't have wide receivers.
Anything,
like they have nothing.
They got.
I think he's going to be incredible. And honestly, obviously, big Jackson Dart guy. I think Jackson Dart in New York is going to feed families for the next 9 years, 10 years, which is going to murder me because I have so many Giants fans that are my friends. But I'm just going to have to support Jackson Dart because he's so sick.
He is sick, yeah.
Dude, the other one that I feel like is squeaking under the radar is Jalen Milroe in Seattle, dude.
Yeah,
like
he's gonna be another guy that's gonna sit for a while. So
I think he's gonna be a problem in Seattle, dude.
Dude, Jalen Milroe, if he can just learn how to play on time, like kind of, he'll be really good. But he just can't play on time. He just can throw a deep ball and run. That's kind of it. So I don't know. I think he'll be really good eventually, maybe, but I don't know. I just don't. Your Cam Ward take, I don't like him because I don't think he's never played in an offense, like an NFL style offense, like at all. Like neither of the offenses he's played in at Carson Ward or Miami, like were even close in an NFL offense. They spread you out so much. I don't know.
Washington State is pro style.
No, Washington State spread you out so much.
I don't know.
They run what's it called? That shit that the dude from Mississippi State started. What the fuck's his name?
Mike Leach.
Yeah. What did the air raid offense? They run that.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what Tennessee's going to run.
No,
you have to.
No, they run like 3 receivers with tight ends split out. So like they'll be the Titans are going to run big because they're going to have who's Callahan. Well, Callahan, their head coach is an old offensive line coach, so they're definitely going to want to run the ball like 100%. They're going to want to run the ball. And they just got Tony Pollard. I'm pretty sure they just signed another running back too, didn't they?
Pollard's motion.
They have another running back though.
They went and got his guy Restrepo.
Yeah, they did get Restrepo, signed his ass. I guess that he was calling him in the 5th round, trying to get him to draft him. Yeah, I just don't think Cam Ward. Cam Ward definitely has the dog in him. Yeah, he did go undrafted. Yeah, Cam Ward definitely has the dog in him. It just I don't know. He's got the arm. I don't know if he has
got the mentality.
I just don't know if he has the between the ears. Like.
I agree with Chris, though. That's the same offense Pat Mahomes came from at Texas Tech, dude.
But Patrick Mahomes still plays. Cam Ward was a pocket passer in college in that offense. Patrick Mahomes did what he did now in college, running around, making insane plays. Cam Ward's literally has 25 seconds of play. There was a play where Cam Ward was literally standing straight up, not moving. You remember that?
Well, I think that's also just him like being Cam Ward a little bit, which I think.
Well, yeah.
By the way, the Titans could use, brother. They could use someone that comes in there with a little bit of swag, with a little bit of personality. That's not Will Levis making the most detrimental mistakes of all time. I think that's also about Cam Ward is he protects the ball, dude. He doesn't have a lot of really debilitating turnovers, and that was my problem with Jackson Dart. Everyone was talking about he had the least amount of interceptions out of everyone in this draft.
Yeah,
and everyone talks about he's got a turnover problem. He throws balls too dumb. But I think Jackson Dart's going to be a problem. But
also another offense.
I'm ready to plant my flag on Cam Ward. It's going to be phenomenal because everyone just keeps ignoring him, being like, "Oh, Shador's doing lunges up the side of the hill, dude." I know Cam Ward's quietly grinding away. He's been in Tennessee since he got drafted.
No, yeah, that is not a problem. I just think that it's going to be his brain. Like, is he going to be able to process the NFL game fast enough? Because in college, it's literally just one read hit. That's kind of like what Justin Fields is like, where you have the best players on the field. Like every single player at receiver is the best player on the field. Like. It becomes easy to play quarterback when guys are butt naked wide open down the field every single play. And you have Mario Cristobal, who is maybe the most underrated coach in college football.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited.
He is
for
awesome.
Cammy.
Cam Ward is awesome.
I'm excited for Cammy.
He's a
I'm
good
looking forward to
guy.
him.
I just don't know if he's.
I'm
gonna
looking
be
forward
great.
to him. I'm
It'll be fun.
excited for
It'll
him.
be fun.
I'm excited for him.
I mean, dude, you're not going to get worse. You have fucking Will Levis. He's like the worst quarterback in the league.
I also just don't understand. I don't know if you saw this, but did you see the Jaguars GM talking about Travis Hunter?
Yeah, I love that video. I know you didn't like it. Did you?
I don't know how I feel about it. One, he looks like he's my age, which I don't hate. I kind
Yeah.
of respect that he's that young in charge. It felt like, I don't know how to say this nicely, but the kid plays football. He's not solving world hunger. And he was just like, you have such a bold vision for your life. All the kid wants to do is play on both sides of the ball. Like, I understand that's bold in the NFL, but the way he was talking about him and talking to him was like, I understand instilling confidence, but dude, this kid isn't Jesus Christ. He didn't come down from heaven.
I will say though,
He's not
like
ending world hunger, or like saving the world from a fucking meteorite. He just wants to play both sides of the ball. And he's like, we know you have such a bold vision for your life. And you're a bold guy. And we want to live and really help you in every facet with your bold vision. It's like, dude, all he wants to do is like maybe cover a wide receiver and then run a couple routes. Like, I feel like that's where football loses me a little bit, where it's just like, dude, this kid is not like, literally, you think he was talking to him like he was a messiah, like Jesus Christ actually reincarnated.
I mean, if he does what he wants to do, he will be one of the best football players of all time. If he does what he wants to do, like Deion was the last player to do that, and he didn't even do it for real. So, like, also, I think that the new GM has to say stuff like that because he just mortgaged the entire franchise on his first move as a GM. Like, he has to make the fans feel comfortable with that move. I think that's more what it is. Like, he literally just traded their future away to move up 3 spots for Travis Hunter. So, like, that might be why. He might just be. He's like,
I mean, I get it.
I need you.
I
Like,
get why.
I need you to be good. That might be what it is.
He definitely does. He needs him to be good. Dude.
He's going to be great with BTJ though. Like, they're going to be scary. Those deep balls are going to be fucking insane.
No, I mean, he's going to be unbelievable. I'm sure. But just
Also,
like the way he was talking to him was
crazy,
just.
yeah.
I mean, you could instill confidence and be like, I need you, without acting like he's just found the cure for cancer.
Yeah.
Like, that was insane.
Yeah, that is true. Like, there was literally no direction for Jacksonville until they got him. It's like, okay, well, now we have a franchise player.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have one before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Unless Trevor,
I'm not
unless you
hating on
consider
him.
him.
I'm not hating on him. I just think that is an absurd way to talk to a football player.
Yeah.
Like, acting like he just cured cancer.
It might be.
I don't think nurses who like save people every day get talked to that like get talked like that by their boss, dude.
Yeah, probably not. Definitely not.
Like, there's just no chance.
Definitely not.
All right, should we surf some slate? Should we talk some ball? Let's give the people the plays. I already tweeted my whale of the day. You already know what it is, but let's just start there. Let's run the graphic. Welcome back to Slate Surfers, the part of the show where we give you the plays and the parlays that you need. Knicks are playing the Pistons. Josh, I just want to talk about it for a second before we talk about plays. I'm obviously taking the Knicks. I whaled the Knicks this morning for 2 units. For the reason that I think this team, and it might just be copium, I genuinely do think this team plays better away from home for whatever reason. I think like these guys, and by these guys, I mean Jalen Brunson just has a screw loose where when you boo him, he actually plays better than when you're like, MVP. And I think because he grew up with everyone saying like Jalen Brunson's really great, but he's too small. Jalen Brunson, and I think he like feeds off of that. So Jalen Brunson points is going to be a max today. His threes is going to be a max today. But this just feels like winner the series is over. Like if you go 7 in New York, we have now proven in this series that, and it hurts to say, and it'll change if we win tonight and we get to play Boston and they feel a playoff series go through the hoop. Like the Garden is just a non-issue. And I think both these teams are built the same way where that when that screw is loose, where people are booing you and talking shit to you the whole game, you play a little better. But I think now that the third quarter, and I think this is a classic. Winning solves everything. Yeah. We can have shitty third quarters when we win. Doesn't matter. We can come out flat if we win in that fourth. Who gives a fuck? This is the first time in this series that we blew a third quarter and then lost the game. In a game we should have won because we were playing so much better than them. I didn't like that Mikal Bridges was talking shit about Dibs and being like, we need to come out and do layup line. Same thing happened in Phoenix. I think it's just like getting everybody moving, which I guess was a shot at Dibs because Dibs' whole thing is like we're resting in halftime, and then I think they come out flat. So maybe Mikal has a point. I also think if you're Mikal, shut the fuck up and play basketball. We traded 5 first-round picks here, and you're averaging 15 points per game, shooting 30%. So do me a favor, just shut your trap and play basketball. Like, I don't even think they should put a mic in front of him after these games with how poorly he's been playing. But you have to go into Detroit and assert dominance, dude. This little fucking Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr. shit is cute, but we are so much better than them at every level and have so much better players.
There's one player. There's literally, you're playing against one guy. One guy. You shut him down You shut him down game one, and they had no chance.
No chance.
So that's all you have to do. Literally all you have to do.
So can we please?
Can we do it?
Just assert our dominance. And by the way, I'm not scared going into Detroit.
I'm gonna throw you full screen.
You're good. I'm not scared going into Detroit at all. I mean, we closed out Philly and Philly. We can close out Detroit and Detroit. I'm really not worried at all about Detroit. I'm going to stand on business. We are the better team. We've been the better team. Those third quarters killed us. And then in that fourth quarter, Tibbs not calling a timeout. I think those are games you have to go through and mistakes you have to make to change the personality of the team going forward. And Jalen Brunson having an off night, that doesn't happen back-to-back nights. So I'm going to be wailing the Knicks. I'm going to be taking Jalen Brunson's points. I'm going to be taking his threes. And it's not bias. It's just that the Knicks are a better team. And when stuff like that happens, like that happened last game where you don't call a timeout and get Brunson and Hart back in the game, when you get blown out in the third quarter with a 10-point differential, we're now a point differential pod, you need to show up and fucking stand on a little business if you're the New York Knicks, because this shit is embarrassing now. This shit is embarrassing. Every other good team in the NBA is closing out the bad teams they're playing, and Detroit's a bad team. I don't give a fuck what anyone else thinks. They don't have a roster that should be even competing with this Knicks team. Every other good team is closing out teams. The Thunder are closing out the Grizzlies. Celtics close out the fucking Magic. Cavs close out the Heat. The Timberwolves closed out the Lakers. Close out the Detroit Pistons. It would be an embarrassment to go 7 with this fucking roster, dude. It would be an embarrassment. So do your job, go into Detroit, and beat the dog shit out of this team like you should. You have 2 All-Stars. I don't even think Cade was an All-Star this year.
I think he might have squeaked.
You have 2 to their 1, and Josh Hart was almost an alternate. So potentially 3 All-Stars on one roster. Go into Detroit and beat the shit out of this team. For once, dude. Put 4 fucking quarters together like you have to in the playoffs. You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
So I'm wailing the Knicks, and I'm taking Jalen Brunson in every way possible, because if there's one guy that I know I can lean on as a Knicks fan, if there's one guy that I know in a game like this is going to show up, it's fucking Jalen Brunson, because he'll play with one eye, he'll play on one leg, he'll play with no arms, and he's coming. We're winning game 6. We're winning game 6.
I love it.
We're winning game 6.
I think you guys win too.
We're winning game 6. Fuck.
Fuck.
I feel like that's the most passion I've talked about the Knicks all playoffs.
100%. Not even close. Not even close.
But
they have to win.
I'm actually so over it, Josh. Like, just as a Knicks fan, being like, we are so much better than them. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
The last game was a genuine
melting too. Yeah.
Dude, last game was genuinely the first time as an adult man that I've looked at a TV screen and gone, what are we doing? Not calling a timeout to get our 2 best players back in the game. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So and then I think too, is what happens when you go to New York. You feel that star power a little bit. You think you're better than they are, and Cat showing up in a fucking Patrick Ewing shirt and then losing and getting in foul trouble. That can't happen.
Yeah.
So do your job. Literally do your job.
Yeah.
This Knicks team was built to put together to go to an Eastern Conference final or potentially beat the Celtics. That's what you built. That's what you tried to build. Is you tried to build a team that could beat the Celtics, because that's what the reality is in the East right now. And the fact that you're almost going 7 with the Detroit Pistons is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
It is.
Embarrassing.
Hopefully that's the only series, or hopefully the only series that goes to 7 is this Clippers-Nuggets series.
I would love this to go to 7, dude.
I think it's gonna. I mean, minus 6.5 for the Clippers.
I don't know, though, dude. Does this not remind you a little bit of the Lakers, where the Nuggets might just be the Wolves, and they just like once? And last game is what we saw. Jamal Murray flips that switch. This is the team that could win a championship again, and he flipped that switch.
Yeah,
And I don't think, again, Denver is genuinely not scared to go into Los Angeles. I think
they're
their
not scared
playoff
of anybody.
environment is awesome.
They're not scared of a single person, a single team, I don't think.
No, definitely not. But
You
I'm
think-
saying, like,
yeah,
in terms of, like, oh, you can close out the series in LA. Like, they're not worried about that because
No,
they've won a
yeah.
championship before. But, dude, that spread just scared. These 6.5, 5.5 point spreads, and maybe I'm just scarred from the Lakers. It seems like no one's covering them.
Yeah, well, the NBA, they make those spreads 5.5, 6.5 because it's just they stop falling at 7.
Yeah.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they're down 7 with 10 seconds left, they'll stop falling.
They dribble out.
Yeah. That's what it is. Dude, we used to
I kind of want to take the over in this game, though.
me and my buddy that lives down in Arizona, I went down there for that Suns run a couple years ago, and we were nuking the Suns every game by like those bands. We would take them to win from 6 to 9 points, and it was like plus 500.
Wow.
But they would like literally get it to 6 points, then make their free throws, get it to 7 or 8, and then they would stop falling. And it printed money.
Wow.
Like printed money.
Wow.
The amount of times that it ends there, you'd be surprised how
I'm
much
not
games
shocked
end
at
there.
all,
Yeah.
dude. I'm not shocked at all.
Yeah. We were
I think
printed.
the Pistons just beat us. No. They only beat us by 2, I think.
They
actually. Or
won
4.
by
4. They only beat us by 4.
Yeah. 3.
Or 3.
You'd be surprised. None
Because
of the
Deuce
games
McBride
recently
is
have done
taking
it.
meaningful free throws, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
The Timberwolves game would have smacked yesterday. It was 7 exactly.
But I really
Maybe we
want to
just take
take the
that.
Clippers minus 6.5. I'm really scarred from taking a money line because once again, Josh Parlay lost by 1 leg and it was the goddamn Lakers.
Mhm.
And I really wanted to put the Clippers in today. That 6.5 point spread scares me. I might just take this over in the lay. I might just say what the Clippers have to do at home and what they've been doing is scoring really well.
Mhm.
And if Jamal Murray is feeling himself, he's one of these microwave guys that doesn't really go on, off, on, off, on,
Yeah,
off.
he's
on.
on.
And I feel like he might be on a little bit here coming into LA. And I like points.
I like that. I don't hate that.
Or do I just put the Knicks? No, I already straight nuked the Knicks. I can't.
I wouldn't.
I can't. Yeah,
Also,
I can't.
like, don't even fuck with the parlay with
Yeah,
the
I
Knicks. You
can't,
want them
I
to win
can't,
bad
yeah.
enough.
I can't.
Should
Let's
we
go
go
to
to
the
the
ice really quick. Or do you want to go?
No, let's go to the ice because we'll skim over that quickly.
I kind of want to go to the ice if that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I POD'd on the ice yesterday, so I feel like I kind of gotta. I want to take the Leafs so bad, Josh, but you gotta talk me off it, dude.
Ooh,
I want to take them so bad after scoring no goals. I want to take this over, but I want to take the Leafs.
let's
so
take the Leafs
bad.
team total.
Okay,
I feel like
that's
that's
probably
just,
2.5, 3.5,
whatever.
2.5.
It doesn't matter what it is. Trent was there, got a bagel. They're going to score 7 goals.
Yeah.
That's just a system play.
Did the Knights close it out tonight?
I
Minus
believe-
165 in Minnesota.
I believe they do. I want to say they do. I want to take the over in this game too.
Might just be the Avs in the lay, dude. Actually, no, I have to stay off the Avs. I have to stay off the Avs.
We've got him in here.
Who? Crab Tonimo?
Crab Tonimo.
Let's get him up. And
Bay.
move, dude. Let's get him up and moving.
Let's run the.
Crabs, welcome back to the show. It's so good to
Sure.
see you. How you doing? How you been?
Good to see you, boys. Thanks for having me. Happy Thursdays.
How we doing, Crab?
Happy Thursday, Crabs. Happy Thursday. We're
Yeah,
on the
loaded
ice right now,
baseball
Crabs,
slate.
and we're on the Leafs. What do you do, man?
Dude, this game makes my brain hurt.
Hurt.
I like Ottawa. And then I go check and see what everybody's betting on. And I see 7 million sharps on Toronto in this game on a particular app. Whenever that happens, it's typically no bueno for that side. So I think it's Ottawa here, man. I really do. It looks too easy. It almost looks like the easiest sharp play to point out, really, in any sport tonight. That and the Pistons coming off of 2 wins as well. I don't care, though. I'm going to lay it. I'm going to take a minus 120.
You're not scared that Trent just went and saw a bagel.
No,
That's a
Toronto.
system, Crabs, that I feel like you
Could be a
can't ignore,
system.
dude.
that is a good point. He went up there, left the country, literally went to a different country to go see a bagel.
To watch
Unbelievable.
bagel.
With Dunkin'
Yep.
Donuts right down the street.
He literally went to another
Unbelievable.
country to get shooks.
Could have just went to New York, save some time, go get some bagels.
Literally just to get some bagels. I really do. And I'd like maybe take the over. Is that a sharp play because there was no goals last game?
I mean, any over late in the series is kind of sharp because you got these teams pulling their goalies with like 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left if they're down 1 or 2. And I've gotten burned a ton on these sharp unders so far in the postseason. But I mean, yeah, you got Toronto coming off of getting shut out 4-0. I certainly like Toronto to put up some goals, and I think Ottawa ends up winning the game. So I would lean the over with you. Certainly.
Okay.
Not getting nasty with an under in that one.
Are you dialed in? I mean, we think the Knights are going to win, but I want to talk about another game where I think someone just in chat said Heiskanen might be back for the Stars. Are the Stars going to close out the Avs tonight, dude?
You know, I don't think so. I don't know if I want to lay -185 or -1.5 or use the Avs in a parlay, but I do think the Avs win this game. I mean, they're almost up to -200. And look, the Avs, they get insane line respects. They have for the last couple seasons because they've been a fucking wagon for the last couple seasons. They always get hella line respect, and they are at home, and their backs are against the wall. And we've seen teams in all these spots this entire postseason, getting some serious respect on the line. So I'm not surprised to see -200, but it still is a little bit telling to me with how good Dallas has played with some injuries. They've shown so much heart. What a blue-collar squad down there, the Stars. I've really grown to respect them this season as well, doing a lot with some guys banged up, but I think they're in for a rough night tonight, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be shocked if Dallas wins the series at this point. They've shown me a ton of heart. I kind of hope they do, but I don't think they win tonight.
Honestly,
I don't think they win tonight. They have.
Speaking of hard, dude, a team that I think a lot of people thought was going to potentially win the whole cup. I remember members at the beginning of the year from Bookit. The Oilers are in a chance to put the Kings away.
Oh, yeah. And the Kings were extremely trendy in this series because they've never really beaten the Oilers. They always lose to the Oilers in the playoffs, but this is like the best Kings team ever, at least in the last couple of years. But now they're down 2-3. They got their backs against the wall. And everybody always talks about how great this Kings team is at home. Now they're on the road tonight. If they lose another game, their season's over, and Edmonton's catching hella steam. I'd say this is where I would get cute and try to back the dog here. Extremely contrarian play. Nobody on earth wants to back the Kings on the roads. The only thing the Kings are good at is winning games at home. Now they're on the road, +140. Nobody thinks they have a shot. And after the Blues lost last night at +140, I'm not hearing no bell. I'm not giving up. One of these dogs has to start biting at some point on the ice. I think it could be the LA Kings tonight on the road. Shocking.
That over?
Yeah, I like it. I like the over. Total's up from 5.5 to 6. Would not be shocked if we see an over. And to be honest with you, if the Kings would have won this game, it's probably got to go over. Coming off an under in that last game as well. Soared under. 4 goals. The total in this game moving up.
Over in a lot of games tonight, dude.
Yeah, over in the Kings. Over in
Krabs,
the Kings.
I want to shift gears over to the Diamond because I feel like that's where you guys do some of your best work.
Sure.
The Pittsburgh Pirates are favorites against the Cubs. I don't care that Paul Skeens is pitching. What is that?
It's the ace versus our 5. It's Rhea versus Skeens.
How many starts has Rhea made this year?
This is his 5th, maybe.
Damn,
4th,
and he's
5th?
still got a sub-1 ERA.
Yeah, he's been shoving.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 18 innings, so probably his 4th. This will be his 5th. This will be his 5th.
Crazy situation in that Pirates game last night, too. Prayers up for that fan that fell off
Yeah,
the
it was
fan.
insane.
It was fucking nuts.
Did you see that?
What?
Dude fell out of the stand.
Yeah, is he okay? Do we know?
We don't know. Prayers
I
up for that
don't
guy.
know.
Stay safe at the games because that was no joke.
That was
Prayers
no-
up for that fella.
21 feet.
Yeah, that's
I hope he's okay.
like almost falling off. Crazy. I like the Cubs in this game. I'm not going to lie to you, but I really like the over. This could be a Mikey Over's nasty play. You got Ray up there with a sub-1 ERA, but we all know Colin Ray is due for some regression. I mean, bless the guy's not prime Max Scherzer. He's having a good season, but he's due to give up some runs here. Pirates have some momentum from last night's come from behind victory, right?
Yep.
And Paul Skeens, he was pretty good in that last outing. He just has not had that elite strikeout stuff really yet this season so far. Would not be shocked if the Cubs put the ball in play a little bit today. And that over, moving up from 7.5 to 8, that total. Kind of weird to me with 2, really good pitchers on the bump. We know Skeens is really good, but Ray has been really good this season. Kind of like runs. I'm not sure why that total's moving up. Weird.
I actually agree with that. I like that a lot.
And it's not a standalone early game because the Cardinals play the
It's
Reds
not.
again.
It is not.
A couple.
Good system.
It does not fit the Josh Youndy system. So maybe we take Ovies, Alex Ovies.
I like that over. And I'm looking at the pitchers' fantasy scores on Prize Picks. Paul Skeens is coming off a 56 piece. I mean, obviously, they're not going to put his fantasy score today at 50, but it was a little bit lower than I expected at 37.5. And Colin Rea as well, who's coming off of a 42 piece fantasy score in his last game. He's only up for 24.5 against the measly Pirates. So I think we're getting runs in this game. I wouldn't be shocked. You know what? I'm going to flip. I'd say the Pirates probably are still the play, even with the Cubs catching all that steam. But I mean, if you can't tell already, I don't love a side here. Just take the over. Runs.
How do you feel about the Cubs? Give me the Cubs report.
I don't know how I feel. I'd feel a lot better if Colin Rea wasn't fucking, like he said, literally prime Max Scherzer.
Yeah, and the Prize Picks board makes it seem like he's not going to be great today, but we'll see.
Yeah. But every line for him this year has kind of been like that. He just overperformed pretty much every game. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to think about this game. I also think it's kind of weird that Skeens is only minus 130. I mean, he could be minus 150 against Rea. Like,
Cubs are catching 15
I don't really
cents
know how to read
today. Weird.
Our bullpen is also fucking terrible. So
are the
and
Pirates.
Rea doesn't go very long normally. So I mean, we get to them in the 6th inning, we might be in trouble.
Krabs, you know what I can't read? You know what I can't make sense of? You know what just drives me up a wall? Is fucking Juan Soto. What a joke of a Major League Baseball player, dude.
And he just hit 450 today.
No,
he deserves
4 yesterday, brother.
He deserves the chirps. He deserves the chirps 100%. He looks like a shell of himself out there. And that's kind of why I feel like he's got a bad attitude out there right now. He's not seeing the ball great. He's got a lot of pressure, I guess. He probably Juan Soto is not, your typical, young player who gets the bag and the next thing you know, he doesn't give a hoot and his stats suck. I'm surprised to see the performance and the effort we've seen out of him so far this season. I almost feel like he's trying too hard and he feels like he has to, carry this entire team, the weight on their shoulders, and he's not doing his job. He's not having a good time out there. And the stats are showing it. I mean, put his stats next to James Wood and you're starting to have a discussion.
James Wood, by the way, goated.
Yeah, he's him. Dude, it's absolute piss rockets. But Soto will figure it out. He will. I feel like he's just putting a little too much pressure on himself right now. He's got to chill out, just go up there and start Soto shuffling, grabbing the cup, and trying to get in these pitchers' heads like he used to. He's trying too hard.
Almost $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to pick it up. No excuses.
$1 billion.
You got to pick it up. You should be the best hitter in baseball if you're getting paid that much.
By bar none.
Yeah.
One player is
good point from chat.
$1 billion.
Good point from chat here, right? The Mets, what is their biggest kryptonite, their weakness? Once they get into the postseason, they shit their pants every single year. They didn't bring Juan to come in here and play good in April. They didn't bring Juan to come in here and play good in May. This shit doesn't matter. The rest of the squad's good enough. They can carry the team to the postseason. They're going to need Juan in October. That's what they're paying him a bill for. And he is the clutchest young hitter in baseball. So we'll see if he shows up then. He's the only guy I've ever watched who was under the age of 22 right now in Major League Baseball, who, when the lights are brighter, I like his chances better. Guys like that don't grow on trees. So it will come back around, but he deserves to get scolded right now, Mikey. Get your rips in while you can.
I'm ripping him while I can.
Get your rips in while you can.
I'm going to be, I guarantee you, the slurping the Mets in the playoffs. I could already just freak it. Unless the Athletics make it, in which case might get a little freaky.
Hey, big win last night.
Those Athletics, Krabs.
Big win last night, bro. Sure we can. A little grand slam in the 9th. Crazy.
Come on, dude. Come on.
I thought the grand slam was when they were losing, though. They were winning the game when they hit the grand slam.
Oh, yeah, they were winning.
They were up 3-1.
Yeah, he took one to the moon on the Rangers.
Yep.
Poor Lauren's heart, dude. That's just brutal. You finally get to the 9th. You think the Rangers got one?
Yeah.
Days just get so freaky this year. Freaky.
They might be in trouble today, too, man. You got Mailey up there with it. This gives me, Colin Rea vibes, too. You got Tyler Mailey up there, the starting pitcher for the Rangers, who's got a 3-0 record, a 1 ERA. The veteran is not this good, but he's pitching this good right now. That looks like a nightmare on the mound tonight. Looking at some of his fantasy score square and some of his squares on Prize Picks, does not look like he's going to have a good day. Would not be shocked if the Athletics, your boys, show up again today and maybe get a win on the roads. I might add it to my cards. I'm all over Jeffrey Springs more than fantasy score, the pitcher on the bump for the A's. Love that square.
I do like that, dude. I do like some Jeffrey Springs. Krabs, can you give me the Nationals report here against the Phillies? I did take the Phillies minus 1.5 last night. I apologize. I just screamed free cheddar. But tonight, Juan Walker is facing off against Brad Lord with an over-under of 10.
Yeah, give me the over. And we've seen 2 overs already in the series. I don't give a shit. Our bullpen is that bad. Brad Lord has a crazy-looking earned run square. He's honestly been fine. And he goes out there, typically doesn't have the longest leash, and then they'll piggyback. They'll put in Jackson Rutledge, one of our younger arms as well, and he'll go out there and pitch 2.5 innings and kind of finish up the job for Brad Lord if he gets yanked earlier than most starting pitchers typically do. But looking at that earned runs allowed square and knowing that Brad Lord typically doesn't go that deep into games is not a great sign for the Nats. But luckily, they are facing maybe the best possible pitcher I could pick for this Nats lineup to face today, and that is a soft-throwing veteran right-hander in Taijuan Walker. They are going to muck him up today. And he's coming off some good outings, right? He's got that sub-3 ERA. He's actually been really good so far this season. He's got a crazy earned run score up there on Prize Picks against the Nats. 2.5 earned runs allowed, and it's a goblin. The guy hasn't given up more than 2.5 runs in his last 3 starts. Weird.
Okay, I'm listening.
Weird. Give me runs.
I
And
don't
the Nats
need
bullpen will probably blow it late.
Maybe
And the
James
Nats
Wood Day?
offense scores late. So there should be runs throughout this entire game.
Maybe James Wood Day?
Could be.
It could be James Wood Day. You know,
Krabs, what was your and Javon's narrative? Zach Gallen away from home or at home?
Zach Gallen, the pitcher on the D-backs.
Yeah. Wasn't there a system with him that he's like nails
I think
at
it's the
home and he
opposite.
sucks away from home or something?
Yeah, that's probably a Javon question, but let's see.
I think that he's like the opposite of what you should be. I think he's bad at home, good on road. I think.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
see. Yeah, he's terrible at home. He's better on the road.
Yeah.
So weird. He's on the road today. So,
So I kind of wanted
Yeah.
to take Mets in the parlay, dude. Just Sanga. I like that matchup that they're minus 162 against Gallen.
yeah, I like Sanga's fantasy score. I was looking at that earlier. Looks good to me. Good enough to me, at least. And we banged the D-backs last night for the squad ride. So could be a good day to maybe fade the Snakes after coming through last night for the squads. And back in the Mets, I don't hate it. I know LC is on Juan Soto hit run RBIs, and I know you were just talking shit about him, but that chart's pretty red as well and juicy to the over on the books. I would not be surprised if that guy gets involved today finally for the first time in like a week.
Okay. Let's go to Prize Picks. I would love to make a little lineup here for the
Sure.
people.
Okay.
Sure.
Where are you? Where's your brain taking you, Krabs? Are you feeling like you're gonna go MLB, NBA?
You know, I'm down to do whatever you gents want. I obviously have some more, MLB squares probably and angles, but if you
Yeah.
want to go to the association or the ice,
No, I would love those. I would
Right.
absolutely love some MLB squares and angles.
yeah, I'm trying to find something that isn't too disgusting. Something that we could all get behind here.
I know
I
it's
like
a
that
green
Springs
chart, and we
Gaming fantasy
probably hate
score.
those around these parts, but I haven't taken them a lot this year, and there's never a day where I don't like Franny Lindor if you think Gallen gets touched up.
Let's go take a peep at Lindor squares.
7.5 fantasy. I mean, he's been mucking against Arizona, and I feel like when he's hot, he normally relatively stays hot.
I don't love seeing that run square that's up there for him. It's extremely green. But I wouldn't be opposed to taking his fantasy score potentially. Let's
Yeah,
see
that's
what
what
else
I
is
liked.
up here.
But I
On the
can
board
keep
for the
looking.
Mets.
What about your boy CJ?
Bro, Abrams has been fucking him. He's been fucking balling since he came back from his injury. And the Nats kind of come and go with him. I like his more than fantasy score today. I would take his hit run RBI, but he doesn't have a normal one up. I like his fantasy score today, bro. And they don't have a 1.5 demon hit run RBIs for him up on the board. Weird.
James Wood is up for 7 fantasy as well. How does that strike you? Good, bad, ugly?
Yeah, I mean, I think both these lefties have just great fucking matchups. Pick your poison. I'd probably rather go CJ today. Because if we're getting an over in this game and we're scoring plenty of runs, typically CJ Abrams is having an absolute field day. When Abrams has a field day, the Nats score and they win. When James Wood plays well, it could be a solo nuke. It could be, an RBI double, the only run we score the whole game. This team comes and goes with CJ. He's the glue. So I would rather take him more than fantasy score.
I'm down to do that. I'll do CJ Abrams. What do you guys like?
I would not be shocked if the Nats win today, like Ye Lads is saying in the chat, but that over is a better look. Lockmith has a crazy nug. Gallen has never recorded a win against the Mets in his career. That's wild.
Wow.
That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm going to go to a little golf down the road here.
Wow.
PBC Craig Ranch.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Jordan Spieth, more than 5.5 birdies or better.
Okay.
His chart's a little redded out from last year. He only had 4 each of the first 2 rounds, didn't make the cut. He was playing like absolute dog shit last year. In the last month, I would say, he's actually found something, started the ball straighter, starting to make some putts. I
actually love that.
I think he soars.
I love that. Should I
Starts
take
up in like an hour, too. We can sweat that out this afternoon.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I take Spiether to win it?
I mean, dude, it's down the road from Austin, too. I think that's where he lives. It's not too far.
Oh, no travel. Dude,
Yeah,
we should go on Friday.
Scotty, too, yeah.
We should go on Friday.
We should go Sunday.
Ooh, I would
See the
go
final round.
Sunday, dude. How expensive you think it is?
It's cheap. It'd be like $50 max.
I'd be so down,
Yeah.
Josh.
Let's
Go
do it.
watch a little golf.
Let's do it. We can rip some prize picks entries.
Dude, I'm so down. All right, Krabs, what are you going to round us off with?
Dude, I think Kikuchi goes out there and gets his first win of the season. He's 0-4. I think the Angels get a win today. One of my favorite plays today on the boards. I wouldn't mind just sacking up and taking Kikuchi more than fantasy score.
Krabs, I just want to say this as a wave of caution. The only time I've been involved in Kikuchi this year was when I asked Trent what the favorite play of the decade year was. He gave me Angels against the White Sox, and they lost 14-1.
Well, you know what? As a contrarian, you're due. I like your chances. Let's put that shit in there.
Kikuchi fantasies.
Sure.
Against the Tigers. Okay. Maybe you get a
Not for
strike
the
out
faint
on
of heart.
Javi. Throw that slider on the outside.
Oh, yeah. He's
Look at me
striking on Javi at least once.
Stole that out of Josh's mouth. You like the fantasy, not anything else for him?
I like the fantasy because I think he hits his Ks. I think he goes less than his earned runs. So typically when I like, a guy's all the squares, I just take his fantasy score.
I actually really like that, Krabs.
He's going to go out there and shove today. 0-4 on the season. He's better than this. And nobody wants to involve the Angels today. Mike Trout just got hurt yesterday. We're going to be the only people out of $8 billion back in Kikuchi today. That's exactly where we want to be.
Really like that, dude.
Yep.
Josh, would you be opposed to Jordan Spieth less than strokes and a potential someone that I've been trying to dial in on in golf? This Taylor Pendrith guy.
The Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts
he'll
on
be
him,
good.
dude?
He'll be good at this course. He should be fine.
Well,
I like his
looking at
birdies are better.
his 5.5 birdies.
I would Spieth, I wouldn't take his strokes. I take his birdies are better because he's like a very volatile player. Like he could get 6 birdies and 5 bogeys. So I would just take his birdies are better.
Okay. What about the birdies are better matchup? Spieth versus Doug Gim.
That's so sketchy.
He's up for a half.
Doug Gim's like a nobody. That's just weird that he's even
Why is he
up
only
for
up
that.
for a half?
Doug Gim might bust.
Doug Gim might win the goddamn tourney.
How does this course play in terms of like fairways hit? And
It's hard to hit fairways here. It's pretty like Scotty's at like 10 and he's at like 12, so it's got to be pretty tough. But yeah, the course is not like very hard to birdie, but it's one of those courses where there's a lot of bogeys out there, a lot of birdies out there. If that makes sense. You hit a bunch of good shots, you're gonna get some birdies. You hit a bunch of bad shots, a lot of bogeys. It's hard to save par if you're hitting bad shots.
Okay. All right, Krabs, do we have any other prize pick scores you want to tell the people of Team A before we get out of here?
Let me take a peep. I would tread lightly on Paul
NBA
Skeens
lineup
today.
this morning.
Let me hear it.
Carlton Towns fantasy, James Harden fantasy. Just a 2-piece.
Yeah, your Knicks getting it done tonight?
Yeah.
I think they do on the road as well.
I'm tired of they need to stand on business and like earn some respect in this playoffs. It would be embarrassing to go 7 with the Pistons.
Pistons still have not won a home playoff game in like since we were born.
It ain't
Crazy.
coming today. I got news for you. I'm definitely going to take Jalen Brunson points day as square as ma as it is. I like Karl Anthony Towns fantasies in that Nuggets game. I like Jamal Murray points when he's hot. He's hot. And I don't hate, for whatever reason, this just reeks of a James Harden game. To me, that's just like a gut call. I did want to shout out Gucci. Orioles finally got one, dude.
Wow.
We're in his corner.
Wow. They got
Go, dudes.
Let's go, dudes.
Sure we can.
Krabs, I'm going to chef my parlay if you want to stay on while you talk about your prize picks.
Hell yeah, dude. Are we locking in that 3-man with
I locked it.
Spieth, and Kikuchi?
I locked it and sent it to intern Mace already.
Let's fucking go. I just locked it in as well.
Let's go.
I'd love to hear what you're crafting up for your
well. Spieth's a featured group, so we could watch him all day.
That's huge.
Every shot.
Huge. What are you crafting up, Mike? What are you trying to put together over there? Your little
I think
apple
first
pie?
leg is going to be Clippers. I just
Sure.
feel like this series reeks of going 7. And I think the Clippers with home court advantage after kind of getting shafted in Denver come out with a little bit of vengeance knowing that it's a go home game, which might just be Kawhi Leonard day.
Could be.
Now that I think about it, if there's a guy that's not going to let his team go out, sorry, I think it might be him. Dude, I really want to dial in on one of these hockey overs. Do we like one more than the other? I'm either looking at Toronto or LA Edmonton.
I like the Edmonton.
LA Edmonton late night over.
I like that one a lot.
Okay. Plus 110 over 6.5.
We're seeing 6.5s now. Jesus.
just
I mean,
take it plus Chicky.
personally, I love that.
Yeah.
I hate CLV. I love when the lines keep moving in that direction. Fuck the CLV. I'll just put a little bit more on it.
Get better odds too. Get a little plus Chick.
I was also potentially maybe thinking Leafs team total over 2.5, but I feel like we don't like that in these parts.
I don't hate that.
On the diamond, I'm going to need us to come together here. I took the over yesterday because we had the theory that Crochet was going to get touched and it ended up being the opposite. The fucking Red Sox busted, but the over still hit. So I like that.
Sure.
I'm kind of inclined to potentially take this Phillies Nats over 10 Krabs or maybe buy it down to 9.5.
Please get involved. No need to buy it down. It either soars and there's 20 runs, or this is the worst bet of all time and Taiwan Walker shoves again. So I'd say that's one of those bets that you don't really got to worry about what the line's at. Just take whatever the best odds are, because the Nats bullpen is that bad. The Nats are scrappy late. They're going to score runs late and early against Taiwan. And then Brad Lord is looking like he's about to get mucked up today. So all four facets of the game look like runs to me.
Right now I have Clippers, the over in Kings Oilers at 6.5, and then over 9.5 Nationals Phillies.
Dude, I think that could smack.
Plus 401.
That plays and that pays.
I think that's the lay today.
That could be.
That's
If you wanted to change out the Kings Oilers for Leafs team total, I'm okay with that, but I'm going to ride with this. Clippers, the over in Edmonton, and the over in Philadelphia.
Love that shit.
Let's go. I love that.
Well, plus 400, 3-piece. Look, you're not asking for the world.
Just
three things
literally
now.
like nowhere near the world.
No, just three things.
Just three
That's it.
freaking things, Krabs. And if the Lakers won last night, I would have cashed a plus 400 as well.
Yeah. God, I think that took coins from all 8 billion of the people on Earth, too.
Just
Lakers were the most popular play yesterday. Fuck.
getting boned.
Got Anthony Edwards walking around town, talking shit to everybody in LA like he's just a random fan.
So
That's great.
sick.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
sick. Even though I lost my bet on that, just no better thing to see than that.
He's him.
The 3-piece is Spieth more than birdies, CJ Abrams more than fantasy, and Kikuchi more than fantasy. Can we make a, just really quickly in case we can't get the graphic out for the golf, because that starts at 12:30. Can we do another reserve lineup if that's okay with some different squares?
He's shuffling it right now, so it'll be up.
Okay, it'll be
We'll have
up.
time, yeah.
Okay,
But we can still shuffle him.
I'm gonna do Brunson points. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got to squeak, dude. I got to squeak. I would do his threes, but they don't have 2.5 up.
I mean, there's some days when you get Brunson, I don't care for it. Some days where I can roll with it. Today's definitely the latter. I think the Knicks win this game, and they're probably not winning without Brunson stepping up on the road. So, you want to take his points?
Yeah, 28 and a
He's
half.
coming off not his best game, so I'm
One of the
in.
worst games.
Yeah, I'm in. Okay,
What else do you guys like?
I could definitely.
Any Cubs today, Josh, dude?
They're about to
Find
start
me
right now.
baseball
Okay,
square.
never mind.
I kind of want to fade Tyler Mahle today.
Yeah, bro. I like where your head's at there.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the Demon 3.5 earned runs, but I don't know if you want to take a Demon. He literally hasn't even sniffed 4 runs. He hasn't sniffed 3.
We could also take some batters on the A's, dude.
We could. I just don't know if I want I don't know if I know enough about the A's bats to dial in on one guy. Whereas I feel like I know Tyler Mahle is gonna get touched up today. He's got a 1 ERA. And he's up for fucking a 1.5 gob.
Well, Krabs, I have a question. I know in the PLL on Prize Picks, when there's a double square up, it's an automatic take. Why is the Yerfy Nerfy up double squared right now for that game?
So
That's walks allowed.
yeah, you might
Oh,
need to check
I'm a
the fine print
bot.
there, folks.
I'm a bot. Sorry.
New category
bot.
just dropped. How about it?
I'm
Yep.
a bot.
I wouldn't mind taking years.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like if you want the A's insight, not that, I mean, I do tap in every A's game if we think Mally's going to get touched. Krabs, do you have an opinion on an A?
Yeah, why don't we just take Maley's less than fantasy score?
Down.
We could do that too.
31.5.
Yeah, fade him in every single capacity.
We could do that too.
I'm in for that. Are you going to be able to click that less than button, Mike?
I could be convinced to click that listen button.
Okay. I mean, it is against your A's, so I feel like that helps.
That definitely does help. It helps the win tote, so maybe that's how we get
you
it.
finagle it.
Yeah, it's an over on the wins.
I also don't hate Soderstrom from fantasy though for the Athletics, but we can definitely take the lesson on the fantasy.
Well, you're pretty much just taking the A's lineup. You're taking everybody.
Taking everybody.
Taking everybody.
The show pushes me to my limits, dude. All right, Krabs.
I got to swear to wrap this puppy up.
Yeah, what do you got?
Fading my Nat should be a good look. Dude was literally working at Home Depot this winter, flipping Christmas trees. Brad Lord, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is a disgusting lineup.
he might be heading back to Home Depot after the start tonight.
This is actually a disgusting lineup, dude. We got Brunson points, Tyler Malley less than fantasies, and Brad Lord 2.5 ERA more than.
Disgusting.
That's fucking gross.
Disgusting.
It's so gross. It just might work.
Oh, yeah, Krabs, would you like to give a TMA POD? Mine is going to be Leafs team total over 2.5.
Sure.
I'm not going to POD the Knicks. I'm not going to put them on the graphic.
I will give a POD today. I'm going to take that Nats over 10.
Wow, I love that.
I'm going to go with the A's money line.
Wow.
Okay. I think I'm adding that as well, so I'll be right there with you in battle.
Let's
Now
go.
that I can get
Come on.
involved with,
Let's go.
Josh.
Let's go.
Come on.
I might parlay those three.
Let's go.
Sure.
That might
parlay
actually
that. And also, Krabs is over. It'll be the over of the day.
Perfect.
Yep.
Over the day.
Has to be.
Phillies
Perfect.
Nats. Let's go, Krabs. As
Perfect.
always, thank you so much for coming on. For those of you that are new, Krabs is a show right after this called BTL, where the Sharps go through the slate. They tell you everything to take, and they look at the splits, and they actually give you reasons other than Jalen Brunson should be fired up, which is what we tell you over here. So make sure you tune into that right after this. Same stream, same place. Thank you so much, Krabs.
W Mike, W Joshy, WTMA. We'll be.
Peace,
Peace,
brother.
boys.
All right, Josh, say goodbye to the
Golly.
people. I'll make this quick because I know Goots is itching.
We'll be seeing Go Cubs. Fuck the Bucks. That fake ass name.
Fake ass name, dude. All right, chat. We end every episode the same way, with a little bit of Mikey Core. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that sat with me yesterday, as I feel like I've been really struggling this week. I don't know what it is. Theo Vaughn said at one time, he said, there's some days I wake up and it just feels like something wants me to be angry. Something wants me to be upset. And I feel like I'm going through that this week. And we talk a lot about taking steps forward and that we're going to take steps backwards. And this feels like a big step backwards week for me. And I don't know what that entity is. I don't know what that feeling is. I don't know what that emotion is that's making me feel that way, but I'm feeling that way. And something that sat with me yesterday and something that I've really been trying to do is this idea of doing your best looks different every single day. And I really do believe that. And I am trying to live that. And I'm trying to do my best every day. And it might not look like my best last week, where maybe I felt like I was flying high and doing everything right and everything was clicking. Maybe doing my best is just getting through this week. I think doing my best is taking care of myself when I need to take care of myself. And not that I have a high stress job or a high stress life, but I do genuinely believe in mental health. And I feel like I'm having one of those weeks where for the first time ever, I'm going to genuinely try to take care of that. And maybe that's doing my best. Maybe doing my best is just trying to get through each day. Maybe doing my best is dragging myself to the gym and not leaving after 2 workouts because I feel too tired. And I think just really buying into and living that idea of that doing my best is going to look different every single day. And I think, if I look back a year, 2 years, doing my best used to just be everything goes my way. I get my way in everything. And I think kind of growing up and understanding that maybe doing my best today is just getting through today. So if you're going through something or you're battling something or something at work's not clicking, or something in your family life is going difficult, just understand that doing your best is going to look different every single day. So just try to get through the day. I love you guys so much. I love you. If you haven't heard that today, take one step forward with me. I know how hard it can be to take a step forward, but if we take one step forward every single day, we're going to be farther than we were this time next year. I think through doing the show, we've learned that the success comes from the effort, not the result. So just be the person that gets up every morning and tries. I'm trying to be that person today that just gets up and tries. And I maybe am not going to succeed, but I'm going to try. Tune into BTL right now. Just refresh the stream. Goots will have it up and moving momentarily. I love you guys so much. Make sure you tune into Surge today as well. We'll be here same time tomorrow. Love you guys.